Hello. Welcome to the pub. It's Friday night. Glad to see everybody here. Thanks for making it. Yeah, it's an unusual night for it, so welcome. Who do we have? We got Last Dance, what's up? And RW. Over here in the chat, we've got Anna, also known as some long word ending in 146. Eastwind Farms. Just Steve-O, what up, dog? Yeah, our dubs. Topple, what's up, man? Chris Wright. Nice. Cool. Yeah, good to see all you guys. Thanks for being here on a Friday, an unusual Friday night. Anna, how did you find out about it? Do you follow me on Twitter, or did you happen to just get a notification when it started? I'd like to know. Curious. But anyways, we are here and we are rolling. YouTube notification. Cool. Right on. You guys down below ready to roll? Right. Cool. Yeah. Sometimes I hear people say sometimes notifications don't work. For me, I don't get notifications on my phone anymore, even though it's turned on. I don't know why. But I never really needed them anyways. I got a new phone probably in May, I guess. So hey, you're probably okay on Twitter now. It's a whole different place, Anna, but maybe not. I don't know. How are you?
All right. Happy Friday, not Saturday. And
yeah, same to you, man, for sure.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It's usual per Friday. I'm tired because it's the last of the work days of the week, and I get up very early every day. So I'll do my best. You know, what else can you do, right?
You'll do great.
Thank you. Appreciate that. A little bit of the old war juice may maybe keep me going.
I'm still working on the Ardbeg.
Good. Looks like is it below the label?
Kind of right around here.
Oh yeah, that's a good 3 or 4 shots. That's plenty for you for tonight, and probably the start of the next one.
Yeah. For some reason, I've been drinking a little bit less, or I've been forgetting how much I drink. The last few pubs, I'll try to drink a little more tonight.
Yes, do that. What the hell was going on with the fucking airport in Atlanta?
I didn't hear about it today.
Yeah, they shut it down for a period of time because of a strong gas smell. No outgoing and no incoming flights. Very odd. I heard people commenting that out on the tarmac, it reeks of gas. It's like pretty common at airports.
So there's a difference between aviation fuel, which smells like kerosene, and natural gas, which an odorant is added that smells kind of sulfury.
Right.
So,
not sure which this was. I saw a strong smell of gas.
It's got to be the methane, because you expect an airport to smell like kerosene. That's normal.
Right. You would think. Yeah, I mean, I imagine there's so many tens of thousands of gallons of that jet fuel around. I mean, I'm surprised there hasn't been some kind of a jet fuel disaster.
Yeah. Well, I think they make sure there's no air in the lines. I don't know how they.
Static. It's what?
Yeah, I mean, you need oxygen to have a fire with gasoline. So as long as you don't have, as long as, for example, the tanks are purged of air, or mostly purged of air, there won't be any oxygen to ignite it. So you could just throw matches in there all you want. Not that I recommend testing this theory out.
Yeah. And also, yeah, like you said, when the fumes, when it gases off and those fumes then mix with the air, that's when it's very volatile. I assume the same as with jet fuel. Does jet fuel have an octane rating?
I don't know, but I'm sure it's very carefully refined to have many characteristics that octane or whatever they'd call it for jet fuel,
Right.
a limited amount of water within spec,
Sure.
all sorts of things, very, very careful.
Yeah. Wow. Wild.
When you think about it, if there were oxygen in the natural gas lines, then whenever you turned your burner on, the whole thing would blow up because the combustion would go all the way down through the system. So if you really want to cause a natural disaster, I shouldn't even say this, but if you could somehow dump oxygen into the gas supply at a main source, the first person to turn their burner on would blow the whole thing all the way back to where the oxygen was added.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you had heard about this when they overpressurized the gas in Massachusetts some years back, and it caused all these explosions, and a kid got killed. There was an explosion in a house that knocked over a chimney that fell on a car and killed a teenager. And it was human error, overpressurizing the gas lines.
I can believe it.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, everything has a little, what's it called? Orifice that the gas comes out of, and it's a metered rate of gas. And if it comes out fucking hell's bells and sprays everywhere out of that thing, yeah, you're going to have a major problem. And it can.
And it's probably at a much higher pressure, sort of downstream. And the pressure is reduced as it gets closer to the residence, unless something breaks or someone throws the wrong valve.
Right. And I think a lot of stuff did break, and it was a huge problem. I think it was National Grid. I think they're the big gas guys up here.
Never heard of it.
Lawrence, yeah, they were up Lawrence, Andover, that zone. Yeah.
Thanks, John Grammaticus. I campaigned hard and got third place.
Here's our Nobel non-peace. What's up, buddy?
Friday night, I decided to invite my peeps over to come hang out. So,
oh, you got a chick? Is that
literally?
A chick? Nice.
5 survived the brood, so
yeah.
They're chilling in the cage over there under the brooder. It's basically a box that has heat on top.
So I noticed you took my old abbreviation of SIP, Smoke Steve's International Pub, and changed it to the International Pub on the sign behind you, TIP.
Yeah,
it's also TIP. It's a good acronym for, it's a bar, pub, tip. Yeah, it works just like SIP. So
there you
good
go.
on you.
It's good and punny.
In British slang, I think tip means a garbage dump or a filthy place.
Depending on the night, it can be so many different things.
Yeah, they don't tip over there, right? At bars, do you guys? Anyone here?
No, they if people go above and beyond, yes, but it's not a
Exactly.
standard cultural practice.
You don't give $1 a beer.
Not that I remember.
I would have a hard time
They
not
don't-
giving $1 or £1 per beer. No,
When you
no.
pay as much as you do for the beer, you'll easily lose that standard.
Yeah, I think servers make a minimum wage there as opposed to here in the U.S. where tips must help to make up their salary.
Sure.
They're
Here
getting
in
back over there, dude. They're making
Here,
good
I
money.
see. Here in the gay state, they want to do away with waiters and waitress wages, which thank God they put it on as a ballot question and it was voted down because restaurants were like, food cost is already so high that like 50% of the people who used to go out to dinner aren't doing it or are cutting way back. Now you're
Yeah.
telling me I got to pay my wait staff $15 an hour? Like, what are you going to go, spend $200 for a family to eat a dinner? It's asinine. Like, it just makes sense to keep the hourly wages at, I don't know, it's like pathetic, $4 or $5 an hour. But the tips is what obviously makes up for that, and
Yeah.
obviously Trump's
Well-
thing with the no
No tax, income tax.
tax on
To a
tips.
threshold, I believe. It's
I think
well
it's
worded, but not exactly what it means.
I think it's 100 G.
I don't know, I'd be surprised if they can not. If they can, first of all, if they can pull 100,000 on tax in a year, or tips, they're doing all right.
Ah, well, maybe I should
Well,
on-
I tell you, with the overtime thing, it
Local
was
Hooters.
I
nice
believe it was
blouse and go to Hooters.
There you go.
I think it was 100,000 with the overtime thing.
You can
So-
rebrand Hooters into Boomers, and
Hooters is gone, right?
yeah. Well, I don't. Are they all gone? Or are they just? They've announced that they're shutting. I don't know. I haven't been to one in 20 years.
Me neither. I was in one in Georgia probably
I don't
15
think I
years ago.
I never went. Not that I was avoiding it. It just it isn't the kind of place
Yeah, too many chicken
know,
wings.
my wife would have thought of going to and so forth. But
Yeah, you
Yeah.
don't go with the wife usually. That's not the place to
Well,
take the old wifey.
yeah, I mean, if you want to see TNA in the flesh, there are other choices. There's around here. There's a bizarre thing where they have like a coffee service, like drive through these little shacks, and have coffee, and it's scantily clad women. There's one down not far away called Java Divas. And then there's another one not too far away. I forget what they call it.
Probably half dudes now. It's quite a shocker. I'll take a
You,
double. Oh my god!
Last Dance, have you gone to these places?
I went once with my wife to the Java Divas place. I mean,
That's love, dude.
it's fine, What is really, you just get a cup of coffee from someone who's, showing some skin. I don't know. Is that really that exciting?
One of
It
those
can't-
places, one of the guys went through with his, waiter out, and the chick threw the hot coffee on him. So he got arrested, and he had massive third-degree burns, and he's probably on a registered
Massive?
list now.
Is massive the right word, or small third-degree burn?
The burns are massive. The area was not.
Okay.
Right.
I'll tell you
I
guys one thing though, just quickly. The culture shock of some pubs in Australia. We rocked up and went to this pub, and the girl that was serving behind the bar was in lingerie. I was like, I'd never seen that before, because there's no, like, in America, it's always outside. It's like adult, like it shows what it is. What you're walking into. So to just have a random girl and basically naked behind the bar serving drinks. I mean, I wasn't disappointed, but I didn't also, as an American, I didn't know what to do with that.
Right.
You're like, oh, hey, I would like whatever is on tap.
Yeah, because you didn't expect it. It wasn't a strip joint, so you were just thinking she'd be a bartender, or he'd
Yeah.
be whoever, whatever. Yeah.
And she was tending that bar.
Any tips in Australia?
Only if it's above and beyond.
Same as UK, rarely or not at all. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the drinks, it's like $20 for a 6-pack of beer from the bottle shop. So when you're going to the bar, you're paying over $5.50 for like just a tap, or up usually $7 for just a regular beer.
For a drafty?
Yeah, to me that's a lot of money.
Fuck yeah, it is. Although
So,
if you're
I
at
can't
Fenway
do that.
Park or Gillette Stadium, it's $14 for.
Yeah, I don't even know what expensive is anymore. I went. I was staying in the San Francisco area after my train ride, which ended up there for a couple days, and Yeah, it's a high cost of living there. I understand that. So, but I ordered a couple pizzas,
Oh no.
and it was like $60
Were
Were they from Lido's?
two pizzas. What?
Where were they from? Was it a
It was
chain?
from. No, I don't think it was a chain. It might have been, but it wasn't a chain that I recognized. And I didn't
mean-
even like mine. Because they used red onions. I just don't like red onions. It's not the end of the world, but come on. For 60
They're not
bucks.
They're not good on pizza, I'll tell you that.
I
No,
love them.
Although that's a California thing, because Wolfgang Puck, California Pizza Kitchen, he invented that original barbecue chicken pizza, and that came with red onions. So I think once he did that, it became a California touch to use red onion instead of white.
I feel if you put onions in the ingredient list, it shouldn't be red onions. If you have red onions, it should say red onions.
That's fair.
I give you that, yeah.
Last time we went to Chincoteague, though, we paid $60 for 2 Leo's pizzas. So that I was like, I don't know. $30 is fair.
That's crazy. I guess that's a tourist trap. Chincoteague has become, right?
I just think food's
Yeah.
getting ridiculously expensive.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's going to price out restaurants for me, which I'm fine with because there's just not that many good ones.
Sorry, John. It was the red onions that ruined it for me, not the fake cheese.
I'm going to put this guy back over there.
Sure.
Although I have to be honest, John Grammaticus, I did order a pizza once with no cheese, and the person taking the order just wouldn't accept it. How could you have a pizza without cheese? It doesn't make any sense.
I would like a pizza without cheese or no carbs. Here's some sauce, sir.
They were they could not grok it. They were unable to process the concept.
All right, I got a throwback for you. There was a product in the 80s and 90s that was called string cheese. And in the commercial, the kid goes up to the pizza counter and it's this fat, greasy guy. And the kid says, "Give me a cheese pizza. Hold the sauce." And the guy yells to the back, "Hold the sauce." And then hold the crust. Hold the crust. Did anyone remember that? It was like
no, but I vaguely remember
cheese. You fucking bit it, and the string of cheese. It was a stick with strings. I don't know what the hell it was, but yeah,
I eat string cheese.
It still exists.
It's just mozzarella, right?
Well, sort of. They definitely bastardized the shit out of whatever that cheese is, but I'd take regular mozzarella any day.
Yeah, potato pizza is actually good. I've had it.
Yeah, I've only had it up in PA. They call it pierogi pizza.
I've had it in Western Mass. Very nice.
You can
Yeah,
probably get
it's-
pierogies in Baltimore area, right? Last Dance.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Are you a fan or no?
What the hell is it?
Oh,
I'll tell.
it's basically
Delicious.
mashed potatoes in the middle of a noodle. It's like a Polish wonton.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's great,
Yes.
and they usually caramelize onions and serve it together. It's just good. Unless you
So
suck at
people-
making food, then it's bad.
My buddy told me, yeah, it's weird. It's carbs inside of carbs. It's yada yada. It is an odd thing. It's like potatoes inside pasta, basically. But
Right.
it,
all they're missing is rice around it.
yeah, I mean, look at
You can do whatever
gnocchi.
you want around it, man.
If you ever had gnocchi, it's potatoes inside pasta, and it's phenomenal.
Gnocchi is pasta made out of potatoes.
Okay, I thought it was. Okay, yeah, but
It's not stuffed. I mean, my boys eat it all the time. It's one of the foods they will consume. I can't stand it because of how much I've seen it, but before that, it was good.
I remember Mr. Microphone. The guy on the roller skates with the boombox.
I don't remember my Mr. Microphone.
I'm thinking.
yeah,
of
I remember Mr. Microphone. We had a karaoke microphone in Vermont that you plugged into the TV with the red, white, and yellow wires that are seemingly non-existent anymore. And it would put the words on the screen and play the song, and you sang
RCA.
over it. It was terrible. Oh my God. And I was so bad at it. But
I mean, it's funny that you mentioned the older cable connection technology, because just today we had to buy a new converter to USB-C just from USB so that my mom's new computer can work with the electronics that she had from the old computer. I like, we're never going to universalize, are we? It's always going to,
No, it's always going to be it's always
Well-
going to be something better in 3 or 4 years. It's just
all the new Apple and new Samsung products have USB-C. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
I was surprised
but
Apple did that. I thought
in
Apple was
20
always going to have their own little trinkety thing.
by
Hey,
2030 it'll be USB-D, and
Yeah,
they won't be compatible. They'll be different size.
Will it be bigger or smaller?
It'll be smaller.
Oh, so that's an American D.
Yep.
Well,
I thought everything would just be wireless at a certain point.
what I want is, you know, the technology now with these child-safe outlets that have the little fucking, when you go to plug it in, it
The
has a
vibranium
little,
shielding.
yes, like
Yeah, I hate that
the
fucking-
USB-C cable. The end of it is a giant hole ready to suck in whatever dirt, dust, and grime goes into it, and then also your phone. The receiving end, the charging side is also wide open for shit to fly into, in your pocket, full of dust, full of lint. So, like, it's still not a perfect system. I mean, I must have 20 cables that you go to plug them in and they just kind of wiggle from side to side. They never seat properly. They don't charge. Your phone gives a warning.
Yeah.
You guys are right. This is like definitely a stepping stone to hopefully perfection.
Well, they have those wireless chargers, which I never was comfortable with and never did myself, where you're contact charging the battery.
Yeah. Got Anna.
Yeah. Well, I have one of those W. They're slower, but as our buddy Aphid Lip has pointed out, if you
Cheers.
cheers, honey, good to see
Cheers.
you.
Good to
When
see
you
you.
go to when you go to
Oh,
bed, you can set your phone on that thing, and like it'll charge a little slower overnight. Not a big deal. It's fine. But if you want your phone to be charged fast, those are not the way to do it. It's like 30% as efficient as a plug-in charger.
Right. And to me, it's just another wavelength happening in the room. So, you know, a lot of people, I sleep with my phone next to my head. Apparently, that's the worst thing to do.
Yeah, it's my
Added
alarm
on
clock.
top of that contact charger, I'm sure it's cooking brain cells. And I don't have so many to spare. So I guess I'm just biased.
You know,
Good.
the McLaren Speedtail, very, very expensive car, had a charger that you just drove the car over, and this thing sat on the ground, and it charged it without contact. But it was
It charged your credit card or it charged the car?
charged the car.
Yes.
But it had this whole system that the car would take over and drive and position itself over the charger perfectly. If you could just imagine how much that added to the cost of that stupid
I
car.
was gonna say it's
Those people probably didn't even know it happened.
No, and it turns out that car was one of the very rare flops from McLaren. Look it up sometime. It's the Speedtail. The end of the car is like massively long. But
I mean, they sell so few. What's the difference between a flop and a success? I don't know
Yeah.
what.
Well, they haven't got to sell money.
3 cars.
They haven't got to sell money to make money.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And it's because it's all limited. That's why it becomes exclusive. If you know what I mean. Some McLarens, like you buy them like the Ferraris. You take them out and they're worth more money. But I tell you one thing: those McLarens cost a fortune to run.
they do. Hey, turn yourself up or talk closer to the mic if you can, buddy.
Sorry, mate. Very expensive to run. Really crazy expensive. I think they're more expensive than Ferrari and Maserati and all that lot. Crazy money.
Yeah,
They're,
Yeah,
they're,
go
lit-
for the,
they're literally just like
Beetle.
race vehicles more than they are sort of.
Well, I assume you have to be extremely wealthy to even consider owning one.
Like it's a write-off.
not a write-off, that's for sure. It's just unless you run a business revolving around it, I suppose you could make it as a business expense.
Well,
but
yeah, you could have a YouTube channel, make fortunes from your views, and
Yeah.
buy hypercars like Matt Armstrong does.
It's not a bad business model.
Fuck no. I tell you what, I think I was working out. He was making like 30, 50 grand a video and stuff. Some of them, it's crazy.
My parents always told me that you have to have money to make money. So the more money you have, the more money you can make. So these people that are able to buy supercars and then they just drive around and have a GoPro on the dash and then upload it and make more money. I mean, good for them.
Well,
Yeah, and I do think that guy had to have money to start, right?
no,
Welsh?
no. I'll give you the backdrop of it. Matt Armstrong started off fixing his girlfriend's Audi TT that crashed, and then he started working in the car park of the Chinese takeaway that he worked on the weekends answering phones. So he was working on cars in the Chinese car park takeaway where he was doing the phone answering. So he literally did start from fuck all, that boy.
Cool. Rare.
Yeah, and he says it on a regular. He says, like, if it wasn't for you and what happened in 2020 when COVID hit, and I just thought, well, I'll film repairing my car. Basically, he mind you, he was a YouTuber before. He was a BMXer. That's why all his number plates on his cars say BMX.
Sure.
He was a BMX YouTuber, so he did have. If you look at his channel, it goes right back. But yeah, the cars just blew up.
It's definitely the content as well. Like, I think I would watch car maintenance. Usually I only do it when I'm trying to maintenance a car and I need to make sure I'm not going to do the wrong thing. But it's decent content because you have other people that are streaming 24/7 and they never break the 1,000 subscriber barrier. So like,
Yeah.
it's not just streaming. I mean, your content definitely makes a difference.
For sure.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think obviously his father. He is very funny. And he does know how to put videos together really well. And like it's the craziness of some of these things. I think I've told you before. You got a Ferrari or a Maserati, and they check up, and the main fuse box is a Volvo from a 240, a 1990s 240 or something.
Oh yeah.
And it's like £70 fuse box, and Maserati wants 1,700. It's the same fuse box with the same part number.
Sure.
Lots of that going on, and they hate it. I think the big companies hate that they repair them because obviously these write-offs, they are technically financial write-offs. But if you're making 20 grand a video, they start becoming not a fucking financial write-off.
Sure.
Spread it out on 4 videos, you got some cash.
I'm curious, Welshie, is anything happening across the pond that's interesting? I haven't really caught wind of anything for the last week.
Oh, we lost Anna.
Yeah, she said technical issues. She'll be back.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to tell you because this is personal to myself. Because my dog's got cancer again.
Yeah, I saw
Oh
your
no.
videos. I'm sorry. to
All
hear
right.
that.
Poor little guy.
So he's having an operation next Wednesday now. So it's a bit of a fucking ball ache, obviously.
Sorry, man. Very sorry to hear that. It's too bad. It's a good dog, Trigger. This one's for him.
It's 2 operations he's gonna have in 10 months, man.
I mean, the first one seemed to set him for a loop. Is it the exact same process again?
Yeah, but it's on his ring piece. It's like a 1/4 inch from his ring. So it's really like in a bad position.
What's a ring piece?
His arsehole.
Anus.
Fucking hell, man. I didn't know that was coming.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a term I haven't heard before.
I could say it was on his butt, but it's not. It's like a 1/4 inch from his ring. So it's not in a good place.
How's he do? Does he hate the vet and stuff like most dogs?
He's starting to.
Yeah.
He didn't like his finger up his ass the other day. He wasn't happy about that at all.
Poor thing. Sorry, bro. That's
Yeah.
tough. Stay strong, man. That's
Yeah,
all you
so
can
let's
do.
move on. But yeah, Britain's a shithole.
Yeah.
Anna's saying the EU is going into shit because of debt, 600 billion. I'm just curious if there's a main reasoning for that, or if it's
600 billion. Man, I'd kill for that debt.
600 billion. Yeah.
they
That's-
probably are.
It's an hour
What's that?
in the U.S.
What's that? The UK?
She says the EU, but I mean,
Oh.
that's,
So we're not part of the EU.
yeah, that's like 1/28th or something of our, no, wait, like 1/60th of our debt. It's unreal here.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I tell you what I'm seeing awful lot on YouTube, and I'm sure you would have come across it on the algorithm maybe, is vloggers going to westernized European countries, not always Europe, but it's a hot topic. Then going to Paris, going to Rome, going to Berlin, going to Belgium, and just seeing the enrichment of diversity that all these people have embraced, you know, and it's just fucking a shithole. Everywhere's a shithole. You know, these people are going everywhere. They're feeling unsafe. There's
Define
muggers.
embrace.
Yeah, there's pickpockets. There's fucking hawkers. There's aggressive scammers. And like it's under the Eiffel Tower, literally under the Eiffel Tower. 50 yards either side of the Eiffel Tower, with the Eiffel Tower in the backdrop. They got everything going on. Open drug taking. Like I said, all the things I just mentioned. And I don't know if you're getting the algorithm, but this.
No, we're not getting those feeds. I'm not.
Oh, there must
And I
be,
look for world news, so
there's some crazy shit going on. And like, do you know Tyler Olivier? He's an American guy with about 8 million subs.
he's
I
just
know
familiar.
the name.
Yeah, he just went to Paris and Rome, and he ended up getting chased into a fucking into like a high wall. He was literally.
I saw that. I think that guy puts himself in fucking precarious situations to get that content, because all of a sudden all the less than, you know, mainstream news, but the alternate news, whatever dumb names they have on your homepage or whatever when you sign in, are picking up on his story and spreading it all around. I think he does that shit on purpose, man.
Is engagement farming one of the things they can put for cause of death on the coroner report?
Yeah, well, I've
he
seen it with
works-
those guys who do pranks when they prank the wrong guy in the hood and they get straight clocked in the jaw.
That's not this guy.
Yeah, or almost shot. Yeah.
Tyler's basically a citizen journalist, where he just goes out, reports on what he sees. Basically, he's not like a content sort of farmer,
Sure.
but he works really hard. I mean, I'm not being funny. He's in London. He's in America. He was asking the president a question today in the green, whatever it was, and he got to ask a question. Tyler did.
Nice.
But I mean, I know what's happening in the UK, and like what's happening in Paris today will happen in London in the next 5 years. And I spoke to someone who's British with me today, and he said it's already in Birmingham. I'm thinking, yeah, you're right.
Do you think they're going to take a hit if tourism drops because of the increased risk?
Well, it's going to drop. It's inevitable because, for example, I spoke to my sister, my brother-in-law, and they were going to Paris and Dublin like within 3 months of each other. And I mentioned to them Paris, and he thought I was full of shit. And then when he opened his eyes a little bit, like I said, watch out for all sorts. I said,
I mean, it's inevitable, but do you think that Paris will actually change once their income?
Paris is lost. When I say it's lost, I've seen this footage today of an Irish couple that are vlogging, and they were right in what they were saying. Paris
So I'm back now.
is lost. There's no getting it back. The Parisians have left.
Like
They were
Mamdani
literally-
lost?
They were literally walking through suburbs of Paris and not seeing any French person at all.
I mean, is the government
It's
of
everywhere.
Paris?
Piss everywhere. They're like I said, I've vlogged all over the world. You know, these Irish couple. They're not right wingers. They're just a vlogging couple. And they said, I've been to India, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. That smell that I smelled then is the same smell as I smell over there.
Do you remember Smoke Steve, the lively guy who went? We called him son of a whore, but he claimed to be a Muslim from the suburbs or the ghetto of Paris, and he claimed that they are taking over. This was 7-8 years ago that they were taking over, and it would soon be theirs.
I do remember the name son of a whore. He was controversial for sure. Yeah, well, you never knew back then unless you actually saw him that it could have been anybody, someone
You're
trying
right.
to push that narrative.
It could have been anybody, yeah.
So
But he wasn't wrong.
No.
Macron is looking for his next prime minister. How many have they had this year?
Dude, didn't one of them just fucking resign and then Macron reappointed him? Like,
Didn't one last for hours rather than even a full day?
Yeah,
Macron's
well,
like, I'm going to force you to stay. And the guy's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm out.
the last one stayed for 26 days. So how long have they? How many have they had in 10 months of this year?
I don't know.
Well, the
Oh.
narrative on our news, and if any of you guys can enlighten me if this is true or not, is that Parliament is basically half of the Parliament, or one majority is the extreme left and the other is the extreme right. And Marine Le Pen is in there, and some people won't even like deal with her. There's such division amongst it that they're not able to get anything done. And that's why these prime ministers are basically are realizing this and saying it's a complete stalemate, and they're not even going to engage. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, I don't know the great details of it, but basically they all joined forces to keep Le Pen out. And of course, it made their government position so weak, they can't get anything through government. They can't get anything. So it's not just like a right-left thing. It's they literally mismatched like 5 parties together to try and get a fucking monopoly against. They shouldn't be able to do this, but they've done it in Germany too. And that then gives you a very weak parliament that won't be able to,
So I am not familiar with how the French parliamentary system works. What triggers the need to appoint a new prime minister?
Can I butt in real quick because I've been digging for 2 seconds on this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Please.
All right. So Ana Maria Hidalgo ALEU, whatever, is a Spanish French politician. She's the mayor of Paris. She's been the mayor of Paris since 2014 and has been recently reelected in 2020. She's the first woman to hold the office, and she's a member of the Socialist Party. I was just curious to see how it broke down in France, because it's not Macron that's in charge of Paris, so it goes under this woman. And I'm just trying to see like what she's involved with and if it connects to the reasoning behind why it's moving in the direction it is. I just wanted to share that. Go ahead.
I mean, Grok might be good for this. I don't know. Last dance was.
Okay.
That's you're talking
say-
Paris in particular. We sort of jumped from Paris to France in general.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, Grok might give a good breakdown on it. Last dance, if you put it in, see what comes up, because it might give a good paragraph or two at the start, or just sort of.
Okay. Well, I
It's-
won't do it online, while we're doing this, but I was just curious if you knew off the top of your head.
No, I don't. I'd like to know, but I just don't know.
What's the question? I'll AI it.
What's going on? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, what triggers the need to appoint a new prime minister? How does that work? Is it a vote of no confidence? How exactly does that process get triggered?
Yeah, and what sort of like, if that doesn't work, go for something like what's happening in French Parliament and just question mark it. Well, what's happening in French politics would be at the moment, maybe.
Just I'm going to stop digging just real quick. One of the proposals that Hidalgo has is to remove half of the parking in Paris and turn it into gardens. So that's definitely in line with the Green New Deal.
God.
And it looks like she has a bid for president election candidacy. So I don't think I think she's going to basically turn all of France into Paris if she gets to move forward.
Yeah. This is the hilarious thing. She's been voted back in since 2014. So obviously, I was thinking it when you said it's 11 years, right?
And she had to deal with the Muslim terrorist attacks. So
oh yeah, she dealt with them really well. Now
Remind me to stop complaining about Democrats.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the 11 years she's been in charge of Paris, like Sadiq Khan, the capitals have just fucking imploded.
That guy sucks. Trump doesn't like him either, and he told Steer Steer, whatever the fuck that guy's name is, I don't like him. And Keir said he's my friend, and Trump was like, I don't like him. Political deadlock in the parliament is the result of national issues in France. Under the French system, the president appoints the prime minister. The appointee must navigate a highly fractured parliament in order to maintain the government. This was demonstrated in October 2025 when Macron reappointed Le Cornu just days after he had resigned, following political turmoil and infighting. And this happened in June 2024, hung parliament political gridlock. And they're having failed government appointments because of this, and budgetary disputes, no confidence votes. I mean, it's really just like
they have
not able to accomplish anything there, and it's been like this for a bit.
Yeah, they had riots like, what was it, a month and a half ago? Not even.
Yeah, but having riots in September in Paris is like a tradition.
Oh. Remember.
I can't remember the date exactly, but there's something in France.
Remember the 5th of September? That's probably not right.
Yeah, it's a bit like the May Day riots. They always have May Day riots in Paris. It's like a tradition, like proper riots.
Well, hopefully Portland gets over their traditions.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to shift it now. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand the point of just like every year breaking shit out of tradition. Like, fuck.
Well, let's shift it. It's a good shift. Let's shift to the US&A. Well, what's up with this New Portland protest where they wear inflatable, like Tyrannosaurus Rex things at their
they're copying us from the UK. So the ULEZ boys has used dinosaurs as a thing for a long time.
Yeah,
and the Straddy Park also use dinos and other inflatables.
If you go up,
no one pepper sprayed Pepe the Frog in the UK, where your Pepe inflatable got pepper sprayed through the air vent.
That's exactly right. You can either rip a fart into that air intake, or you can do pepper spray, and they're trapped.
Pepper sprayed is fucking air vent. So that's quite good.
Yeah,
I like the line from a Hunter Thompson novel. Where he was allegedly reading from the Police Chief magazine, and the quote was, "Pepper spray only slaps at the problem. Nerve gas solves it."
Interesting.
Did you know I got pepper sprayed? The Tommy protest.
Yeah, I remember your milk comment.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
How was it?
It was all right.
How was it, Welsh?
I've had better fucking 20 minutes.
How long did it take? Only 20?
Well, people clocked it in my eyes because I had done videos and stuff, and I'd been caught. And they said, "What's wrong with your eyes?" I was like, "Well, you see my community report." You know, the thing is, my mate got sprayed, but he got glasses on. He took a bit up the nostril, but yeah, I took a fucking full blitz both eyes.
What do you do? Like, you just grab bottles of water and start like rinsing off?
It's sort of the worst thing to do. Water sort of spreads.
Oil based, I think.
Yeah, it's just have to wait. I think is the only.
It's not supposed to be oil based anymore.
Okay.
So we use milk.
Yeah.
See, capsaicin in and of itself is a lipid. It's an oil.
I believe. Maybe it isn't. I thought it was, but it's viscous, but I think it's supposed to be able to be rinsed away, RW, with water. I mean, if it was oil, then why are cops constantly rinsing the eyes of protesters out with water? I would think that would be completely useless. You'd have to use some, I don't know. Milk is a good idea because the fat in the milk would bond with the fat on the oil on your face and help to kind of.
What happens to protesters of vegan? Are you allowed to put milk on them still?
Nope.
No.
Coconut milk.
What you use Johnson and Johnson No Tears.
I've just had to
Which,
open their mouth as well and pour it down their
Which
mouth.
binds with the oil. Of course, No Tears is a lie. It hurts like hell when you get it in your eyes.
Yeah. Johnson and Johnson, they've done some pretty bad stuff over the years.
Yeah.
You know, didn't they invent baby
Farmer
powder?
got you back. That's awesome.
Wait.
Talcum. Yeah.
I was just going to say talcum powder because in
Yeah.
the UK there's law what's it called, class action lawsuits going
Yeah,
on now
cervical
about
cancer.
What? Is that real?
arsenic and talc is a bit. And Johnson and Johnson was selling it for decades.
There's a class action in the United States because women were
And
getting
in the UK.
cervical cancer from baby powder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's years old.
Cat milk. If it has nipples, you can milk it. Just remember, Mr. E.
It's going to be on the test.
Can you
Uh,
milk me? What's his name? Greg? Can you milk me,
Yeah.
Greg?
Damn straight.
Walker.
This is 2025.
Falker's a male nurse.
Fucker.
That's one of the best lines in that movie. Greg's a male nurse.
Did you guys see the Debbie Brockman, the U.S. citizen that got tackled and arrested by ICE? They're saying that she was detained and all these things, and other people are saying she was throwing stuff at the police. So I'm just curious to see in the future if we get to see like information before that arrest happened. Is it just ICE stepping outside their lines and
What's her
attacking a
name?
U.S. citizen, or was she attacking the police and they arrested her for assaulting?
Without video, I don't believe anybody. I don't believe
Yeah.
ICE, and I don't believe the protesters. So.
Okay.
They only have
What-
video of her getting tackled.
I'm sure there's video out there. Her, saying something or doing something. If it's out there,
Saying something would be fine. Obstructing
it's
police, obstructing the police, or assaulting them, even worse, is a crime. So
But it seems like some
protesting
people
is
think that-
fine. I think people are conflating protesting with obstructing and violence and assault.
Well,
You know-
protesting. They keep on obstructing the entrance, aren't they? The ingress of the ICE facility.
Yeah, that obstructing their exiting the facility is a crime. You can get arrested for that. No problem there.
Yeah, there is a video of an ICE guy with a pepper ball rifle hitting a
priest.
priest. I don't know
That's
why
funny.
does it matter that he's a priest? I don't understand that at all.
Well,
But hitting
That's
a
a
protester who was basically just standing in the way. He really wasn't.
He was
mean,
on federal land.
He was on
Yeah, he's on
federal land.
federal
He was
land.
blocking the thing. I'm not saying he was as
Mm.
innocent as the driven snow, but it's not
Well,
clear that he
fucking
deserved to
moves.
get-
Well, why have you got to go back downstairs where you're batting out all these fucking fruitcakes? Get in the range. Just stick a couple of peppers into his fucking forehead.
Where did this go?
I totally
what?
understand that it
He
probably
fucking moves.
I thought I'm sure the guy was just thinking this is the easy button. I'll just hit him with pepper balls and I
They shouldn't be going for
I
the
don't have
face.
to wrench my back.
Okay,
I totally
okay,
understand that.
you me out
I'm
now,
assuming
right?
You know he
You-
was a priest because of his collar.
well,
I don't care if he
check
was. He wasn't-
check this out though. So if you're a Christian and say you're into traditional things like you're not you're like abortions, you should be illegal and things like this. If you as a Christian went to that protest with any sort of sign that said anything like that, or with the tea debate, right, said anything like that, you would be attacked.
They
Now,
beat the
this
hell
fuck-
out of you. They were.
You, this priest is into all that degen stuff. He's into
Exactly.
like all the degen you can think of. That fucker's into, and that's the only reason why he was accepted by the freaks. Is because he's a fucking freak.
Well, what kind of priest was he? Who fucking
Exactly.
Church of Satan?
Presbyterian.
I mean, are we talking like
Presbyterian minister.
Presbyterian? That ain't nothing, bro. They're
I have a
barely,
question.
Barely Christian.
come on.
I have
Well,
a question.
Yes, Anna.
Sorry to interrupt, but
Yes,
what exactly are they protesting about? I didn't. I hear it here, but
I
it's
doing
so.
their job.
They're
In Portland,
protesting ICE deporting illegal immigrants.
Oh my God! I wish we had this here in Austria and Germany. This would be so great.
you don't even have that to protest.
Yeah, ICE is taking people that should never have been let in the first place and putting them back outside of the country. And they're also now going to be told, okay, now you really fucked up because you're not going to be able to come back for 10 years.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent.
So, like the people who are here for years and years taking the classes, 750,000 a year, by the way, legally become American citizens, foreigners. They're the ones that are cool, that we want to be like, yeah, you made it, you're doing it the right way. And they get when you see them get their citizenship, it's touching, man. I shed a tear, you know?
Oh, wow.
But like these fucking people who came in illegally under the previous administration are not the same people as the ones that are legally going for citizenship. It's just a
Yes.
simple fact.
There's a bigger issue though in Portland, in my opinion. So people not wanting ICE to deport illegals is bad, right? But for the local and state police to protect basically what we're labeling Antifa out of default, their actions, if they're going to attack and obstruct those federal agents, and the police are going to be neutral or even worse on the side of those people breaking the law, that's a bigger issue. So we have
The police need to
federal
be
versus
arrested
state.
in that case.
There's a big difference between being neutral and actually obstructing the federal officers. Huge issue. One is okay, one is not okay.
You mean for the state police or for anyone in general?
Yeah,
For
Chief
anyone in
Police.
general,
Yeah.
including the state police.
Yeah,
Do you-
Massachusetts police doesn't assist ICE unless it's involved with a criminal.
Right.
If it's your average person, the police in Massachusetts aren't going to assist ICE. If the person is accused of sexual assault, boom, the police are going to kick in and work with ICE all day long.
Are
It's
they?
arbitrary human, supposedly.
Yeah.
But the event with Nick Sorter is an event or an example of an event where it shows that police are potentially biased. And
What's the event, R-Dub?
He was mixing it up with protesters. I think it was Antifa.
Chicago.
And they assaulted him. He fought back. He got arrested. Nobody else did.
Did he
my
get
opinion,
charged?
in my opinion, that's biased, and that's
Yeah,
the
he
state
was
police.
charged.
With what?
That's the state police acting outside of what they should be doing.
Assault.
Incitement or assault or what?
Assault, I think.
That's bullshit. I was going to say if they detained him for his own safety and let him go without a charge,
No.
I could see that.
No, he was charged.
The charges were thrown out, though, correct? Pam Bondi is even going after the Portland State Police.
Well,
Mhm.
These would be state charges, so Pam Bondi wouldn't have any
It'd
control.
be federal.
All right. So wife brings up this point here. They did storm one particular apartment building I know of in Chicago.
Jesus.
So what that resulted in was 37 ICE arrests, all slated for deportation, 2 of which were actual criminals, not just illegals,
They're-
if you will. I guess they're all illegals.
They're all
Don't
criminals.
argue with semantics. You know what I mean.
But-
2 of them were
but-
actually above and beyond.
Wording that I'm going to pick on there is stormed apartment building.
They
And
did.
terrorized. This is all. This is
I
all
don't know about
bullshit wording.
terrorized, but they did. They did like whatever. Storming is
What
the right
tactic
word.
are they
There's a
supposed to
ton
use?
of people. They went through the building fast. They
What tactic are they
did
supposed to
break
use?
down doors.
Minded.
What's
What
that?
tactic are they supposed to use? How are they supposed to obtain criminals?
No,
and
I'm not
illegals?
saying it. I'm just saying storming is the correct word. Now,
But it's
What does that mean? They entered a building. That's storming.
yeah, en masse. Fine. It's a word. Now, the important thing is here. There's way more than 37 tenants in this building. If it was 37 illegal people and they were all illegal, and that was it, then maybe there's even nothing to talk about. But there were a lot of American citizens in there. There were some veterans even, and some of them were also caught up in the mix, and their lives were disrupted. Their families were disrupted.
For
is that not a
3
fair
hours
price?
a day.
No.
Like, I don't understand the problem. Who
The
who
problem
all-
is that if I live here in my house, no matter who it is, if they come storming in, I'm going to take action against them.
that's
because
fine.
I
Are you
haven't
living in the
committed a
same
crime.
scenario?
All of these people have the right to defend themselves, and they have the right to freedom and to exist as American citizens.
Okay.
Just because they happen to
Well-
not have enough money to buy their own house, all they can afford is an apartment.
So, did they go through every single unit?
Yes.
They went through every single unit.
Yes.
And how about this? If you lived with these pieces of shit, would you really care about being detained for about 5 hours if they're getting rid
I
of the
would.
problems? I wouldn't. I'd be happy. Get them the fuck out of here.
We don't,
No,
we don't-
I mean, that's you.
You're
That-
judging their character, though. We don't know if they were the nicest people in the world.
Well,
All we
wasn't the
are
reason
after-
because they were part of that gang?
2 of them.
Let me look it up.
Look,
Yeah.
37 people is a lot of people in one apartment complex to be illegal
Definitely.
aliens. So that suggests that whatever intelligence they had was accurate.
It was, but
Now,
I think there
People,
was hundreds of. This is a big tenement we're talking.
yeah, I
about.
understand it's a big tenement, but that's still a lot of people. And even U.S. citizens are allowed to be detained for as long as it takes to determine that they are U.S. citizens. That's just
What
there's
is
no
the kickback,
there's
though,
no
if they
other
defend
way
themselves?
to do this.
What if they defend themselves in that action? If they don't know what's going on and they defend themselves, what is the legal action against them for defending themselves if they're a citizen?
How do you define defending yourself?
If someone breaks into if someone's breaching your home and
Pew,
they
pew.
come to detain you and you fight back and you harm them and people are hurt, what is the result of that?
If the agents have to identify themselves properly.
Exactly.
Okay, so
But,
if they're breaching it saying federal
First of
agents,
all, if you attempt to defend yourself, you're likely to get hurt very badly, if not killed. So I recommend you don't do that.
but what
So-
I'm saying is
All you're saying is any criminal who wants to do a home invasion, all they have to do is yell, ICE, immigration, federal police upon entering. And that is enough for me to say, okay, I'll put down my Mossberg 500 now and not
Well,
rain blows
are
upon their fucking
Well, you
head
should
as
have a little bit of a clue
Yeah.
as to whether they're criminals. If they roll up in ICE vans and
Again,
they're
it's an
wearing ICE
apartment building.
badges,
It was late.
then
It's an apartment building.
They don't got peepholes?
Come on, now you guys are.
No, I'm being serious. They don't have peepholes?
this
they
is an
don't-
ambiguity
they force
that
their
there is
way
no
into
solution
it.
for. You have to
What's
do
that?
your best not to, to be on the right side of that. But there is no way to solve that problem.
Yeah, that's why when felony arrest officers go in, they expect to get shot at because oftentimes they know there's guns and stuff in there, felony warrant type shit when they're like fully armed. I just wonder, these guys are ICE, but how well are they protected? Are they using the big
Yes,
shields?
Smoke
that can
White,
stop-
it is okay These people don't belong here. They're here illegally. They have to leave.
Now,
And
I'm not arguing on that.
They're not, and they've been asked nicely to leave. Now they have to be removed. There's no other choice. There's no magical way to wave a wand and have them carried away. They have to be taken by ICE forcefully, because that's the only way.
But at the
And,
same time,
and that's why you voted. That's why you voted Republicans, isn't it? The last dance, because
Well, I didn't vote.
He didn't vote.
Yeah, that was a
It was
big
a
thing.
policy. It was a big policy, though. It was a
It
major
was.
policy.
It was probably the
American
This
citizens can
is
be
what I was
detained.
This is what I was pointing out.
You could be detained. I've been detained with no charges brought up against me.
is there
No, I
actual
understand.
evidence showing that American citizens'
doesn't
children
matter,
were ripped out of
Smoker.
their bed and zip tied and separated from their parents?
That much I don't know. I know American citizens
Is
were
that factual?
detained during this. I can't give you any specifics on that, RW, but Americans
I
were
just want to
detained.
separate. I just want to
Do you
separate
separate?
hypotheticals.
Do you separate the drink driver from the child that the drink driver is
That's a
carrying in the car?
That's a bad example.
No, it's a very good example, because
No,
when
it's
you're
not.
arrested, when you get arrested, at all times you're separated from your children. They will be deported together, though. I can guarantee that.
No, that's not true. In this country, Tom Homan himself reinforced this and said, we will not ever deport any American citizen, child or not. Now, if the parent is- if
I
the
didn't say
parent is-
American. I didn't say American. I was on about illegal. I didn't mention American.
Oh, yeah, of course. But if
Basically,
if
they
the
get
woman-
separated. I was making the comparison. Sorry, I was making the comparison. If you're a U.S. citizen, you'll get separated, so it wouldn't change. If you're not a U.S. citizen, if you commit a crime in America, you're going to be separated from your children if you're with the children at the time, but you will be deported together.
well, in this country, if the woman came in and gave birth to the child here, birthright citizenship, and then it comes up for the woman to be deported, the child will not be. The child is an American citizen, social security number, and legal, and all that. The
He has
woman
a black
has
code.
two choices: to either find a suitable person to raise her child who's going to agree to it on the fly, or have it already set up, or take the kid with them out of the country. I suppose the kid, how long does citizenship last if you're outside of the U.S.?
I don't know that there is a limit. I
don't
just
think
think
there's a limit.
you can't,
Once you have permanent
as
residence.
long as you don't renounce your citizenship. I'm not sure. That's the bottom
Question
line.
two,
Once
if the
you get
kid
the
has to
permanent
leave with the
residency status, I
mother
don't
when
think there's a
he,
limit.
what's that?
Once you get permanent residency, I don't believe there's a limit. You have freedom to move back and forth however you wish.
These are actually citizens, though, not just
Right.
residents.
So question two, if a woman has to leave and she has to take her 2-year-old with her who was born in the U.S., she has no other options. It gets deported to Mexico. So now the kid is a citizen of the United States. So if she's a Mexican citizen, what the hell's the kid going to get in Mexico?
Mexico's going to deport them.
Deport just the kid? I mean, like, now the kid is a wayward soul
Yeah.
without any citizenship. The whole thing's a cluster F, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Mexico will deport the non-citizen children of their parents.
So they're nicer than us.
And once again,
Are they even paying attention?
I don't
If it
know.
wasn't 4 years completely open policy, open doors, then
That was the
would
real
have
problem.
The
I'll be
state
right
of the
back.
problem you're in. I mean, you had a problem, but it was literally on steroid mode. It was on retard mode by Biden and his administration. I mean, no one can deny that. Not even the far well. So
They do deny it.
They do deny it.
Yeah.
but the numbers are clear. The reason why Trump so far, well, back a couple months ago, hadn't deported as many as Joe, is because there was no crossings in the first place.
Yeah.
Or the crossings were 99.5% going through the correct avenues.
Yeah. Yeah, I do expect ICE to do the best they can and do well with U.S. citizens to, when they detain them, that's fine, but they must expedite and move as quickly as possible to discover their citizenship status and release them. Keeping them for 8 hours is not acceptable. If that's what you're doing, you need to hire more ICE agents or hire more administrative personnel.
They're
so that
deputizing
these
the National
people,
Guard.
huh?
They're basically deputizing the National Guard, to my understanding, for that purpose.
Well, a lot of these are paperwork exercises, finding
Mhm.
out if this person, you don't need a trained police type person. You just need someone who takes the information back at headquarters, looks up and figures out if this is a lawful U.S. resident or not.
My question
Well,
towards your point
what-
is, how much evidence is there for brutality or against the act of brutality or overkeeping U.S. citizens? I personally believe it's a ton of spin.
I agree.
We hear tons of stories, but we don't see any raw data.
Yeah, it is a ton of spin. The number of these cases are, they're being blown out of proportion. Any misuse of force will be blown out of proportion, even if it's extremely rare, even if it's much less than occurs in normal police activities in the city of Chicago, for example. I am skeptical about all these claims.
So your skepticism is based on not proof, but instinct?
Instinct, because of how the left how they do everything. It's all
you
propaganda.
claim that for no proof, but your whole hypothesis against them has no proof.
That's true, because
I'm
not there. Nobody, neither are you nor I. All we see are videos and claims, and that's it.
Why are you basing it off of your instinct when it's proof or lack of proof? I don't understand why you're basing that on your instinct in the end of the day.
Well, the fact that someone was mistreated is, bad, but is not dispositive that this is an injustice, a grave injustice occurring across the land. I would need to see authoritative numbers about how many American citizens are held and what the average time of their detention is.
Who would that authoritative entity be?
Well, unfortunately, it would have to be the government, and you'd have to trust them. And I don't completely trust them myself, and certainly nobody on the other side will trust them for a moment. So
I need to see the proof.
But I certainly don't trust the Democratic Party. I don't trust immigration advocates at all. I don't trust the left, and I don't trust the right. So I just have to.
The numbers, we could trust the math instead of any wording or spin on it. If we could see the numbers of events, numbers of people being deported, number of events where people are complaining because of the action that was the action of the event.
Let's look at the logic here. If we listen to Smokewife, we could never deport anybody unless they were wearing, unless we could, unless they were wearing a headband that says, "I'm here illegally." It's people who are here illegally aren't going to advertise that fact. So you need to use intelligence, detain people, and figure out then if they're illegally here. Otherwise, you can't deport anybody. How could you? You tell me a system that you can find and deport illegal aliens that doesn't involve detaining people who are legally here in the same spot.
The people on Facebook that are live streaming the fact that they're illegal when they have a large following, and you show up while they're live streaming and you pick them up and put them on the bus.
Okay, that's 25 people.
Well,
about
let's
the
get
other
25 people
about the other 20 million.
Well,
Right.
I'll,
So
I'll,
you're saying that it's a legitimate way to use appearance, i.e., skin color, cultural, symbols that they might have on their clothes, the way they look, their skin color. These are all legitimate reasons.
They're all pieces of parts of a legitimate way to gather intelligence on where illegal aliens are. Skin color alone isn't going to do it. There's too many legal, residents that look exactly like them. So you need more than that, and they always do have more than that.
I guarantee that the Patriot Act is using smartphone technology to gather points of data on every single individual in the United States and algorithmically place them in boxes. And if they flag, they add them to the list.
I don't think as far as I know, the Patriot Act applies to illegal immigrants.
Why not? It'd be for terrorists, foreign and domestic, correct?
Oh, how tiresome. How tiresome, smoke life.
Right. Okay.
The same kind of tired cliches.
But Antifa's
I
down.
think she's playing like
okay.
a French harp there. Last dance. Like,
Let me jump in there. You mentioned Antifa again. So Jimmy Kimmel last night said, I quote,
Wow, you pay attention to Jimmy Kimmel close.
Wow.
it was just come through on my Twitter.
You're one of his viewers?
No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
just scrolling. So it says
microphone
Kimmel.
check. Microphone check.
Okay, can you hear me now?
No.
How about now?
That's pretty
It's
faint.
low.
You're getting farther away.
Low. On a flow.
How
Get
now?
low. Get low.
How's that now? Is that better?
Not much.
You got worse.
It's like, how is that now? Any better? Any better?
It's for Steve. That was almost the same.
Proximity. I gotta tighten this screw because this sucker won't stand straight up.
No.
Oh, damn. We lost. Come on. Come back.
That's better,
He's
Welshman.
gonna-
That's
he's
much
gonna
better. Okay,
jump
go
and
ahead.
re-enter.
Not the Lonnie Kimmel.
Where's our boy? Should I text him?
Jimmy Kimmel cut him off.
He'll be back. He's just going out and coming in.
Not him. Our other boy.
We got a lot of boys.
We only texted a select few. Text buddy.
How was that now? Is that okay?
Well, there you go. You're back.
Yeah, that's it.
Tell
It's
us about our
loudspeaker.
friend Jimmy.
Yeah, so it's loud. It's not a loudspeaker, though. Yeah, so Jimmy says, this is like on his show or whatever, says that there is no Antifa. This is an entirely imaginary organization.
So fucking tiresome.
Trump, well, what a ridiculous take, isn't it? Trump just concurs up images from no one had any idea where. They really don't want you to believe what you're seeing is real. So
What is it that we're seeing that we shouldn't believe is real?
I know. So once again, he's basically made, and it's an out and out lie. Everyone knows Antifa. Okay, it might not have a central, they say, organization, but there's regional Antifa all over America.
Absolutely.
They've got their own Twitter, Facebook accounts.
They
got the same
are
thing
an
in the UK.
organization. They do organize. They do communicate. And, just because they're decentralized doesn't mean they're not an organization. They are an organization.
What do you think about any Joe Schmo asshole that does something stupid and the announcer says it's Antifa?
Well, what do you mean? What do I think of it?
Well, in other words, I think that people are using the term Antifa nonchalantly. I do believe that there's an Antifa organization and there's people that dress up in LARP and are part of this group and ideology, but there's also assholes.
Yeah,
Well,
but
no,
aren't
the-
they they're targeting the organization part, going towards the money. They're following the money. That's what they're doing. They're not just going out on the street and going to arrest somebody because they're protesting.
It's
But they're
spin of
easily
the- it's the spin of the right. That's what I'm talking about.
identifiable. I mean, you've got Black Bloc, which, it does what it says on the tin, really. They're all in black from head to toe. And they're like, they're violent. And the rest of them will always wear near enough the same sort of clothes, but it won't be as religious and they won't be as violent. And they're always masked up.
How is
Vast majority.
Antifa less of an organization than any violent group? conducting illegal
Don't
acts.
have a leader.
I mean, well, I think when it comes down to like, there was a time when during a certain time from the right, you'd hear them calling all these people feds, fed,
Yeah.
fed, fed,
Yeah,
fed,
fed.
fed.
Right.
And like, I think the right is now doing that with Antifa. Like,
Yeah.
I think that 5%
Yeah.
of the people are fucking Antifa and the rest of them are assholes, are idiots.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Smoke Wife, where is ISIS? Where is ISIS? I'd like to know so that we can go to their headquarters and arrest
It's such
everybody
a
in
talking
ISIS.
point.
Or as Obama said, ISIL.
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 Islamic Islamic. Now,
Islamic.
now I'm Chinese. Islamic State in Iraq.
Yeah, you gotta
Like
watch
now-
out for the nuclear bombs.
Or
Islamic
Levant.
State in
Levant,
Iraq and the
sorry.
Levant.
Levant. Yeah,
Has a leader. It all comes down to a leader.
ISIS has no more organization than Antifa. It does have leaders, but they are completely replaceable. They're broken up into autonomous cells that take only loose direction from their leaders. Sounds a lot like Antifa.
Uh-huh.
Antifa is more organized than ISIS. There
Well,
are
Antifa
chat
versus
rooms where
ISIS.
I was
Antifa.
about to say. I
You
want
know,
to see if there's going to be court some orders for Reddit, all of whatever. I want to see if they've really strike this and see where they're communicating from.
Well,
Like
first of
court
all, I
chain,
don't
Reddit.
I don't support this declaring ISIS to be a domestic terrorist organization.
I do.
I'm
Foreign.
totally against that.
Now they're
I'm for it.
labeling it foreign.
Why?
What? How are they labeling it foreign? Is
I
the
don't
money
know.
coming from a foreign area?
I'm guessing that's the argument. I don't know.
Well, one day we'll find out who its leader is.
But if they're not allowed to label it domestic, then what's the difference of labeling it foreign? Like, it doesn't make a difference.
Chaps,
No.
if you want to have a laugh and bring it up, put in Antifa mugshots on Twitter and see what comes up.
This sounds
Now,
like
now there's a picture of about 50 Antifa members. There's some characters in this.
Oh.
photo.
I
Yeah.
saw it. I gotta say, I saw some pretty aggressive community notes on that.
Here's why you don't have to treat Antifa as a terrorist organization. They come out to protest. They're not hard to find. You just have to go and arrest them when they commit violence. These are choices made by local police forces to back off. It's a choice.
Mhm.
They don't have to. They
Portland
could arrest.
By
Sorry.
labeling them terrorists, does that give the federal government the right to go after them over the state?
yes.
It also gives them the right to use the surveillance
Mhm.
machinery that was put in place with assurances that it would only be used against foreign entities. They now can use them against U.S. persons. So
You
this
know
is
this isn't gonna
definitely a
walk
slippery slope that
Yeah,
you don't
it's
want
not
to
gonna walk
put in the
backwards.
hands of the
It's not walking
Democrats.
backwards. We're moving forward with
Because
this.
you
everybody.
heard Smoke Wife. When those Democrats come into
Mhm.
power, they're going to use it against the Proud
Everybody.
Boys, the
Yep.
Oath Keepers, you
Old
know,
lady Christians.
Turning Point USA, and you MAGA won't have. And I'm not talking about you, RW, or anybody else. But MAGA won't have a leg to stand on. You definitely made this possible by Trump saying it's okay to do this.
It might be the most accurate use of the term "the chicken's coming home to roost" ever,
Yep.
if that really comes to pass.
Yep. You don't get to, once you make a precedent, it will be used by the other side against you. And believe me, you're not gonna. They're coming. Maybe maybe in 2028 it'll be back on the other foot.
Would
So-
that be relatable to Letitia James being smacked with her bank fraud lawfare?
No one's above the
Believe
law.
that, yeah.
No one's above the law.
Well,
I'm just saying that's a precedent.
If you quote what she actually said, she said no one's above the law, didn't she? That's what she said.
Yeah,
I'm just. You said it's a precedent. I think there's an example of a precedent that's.
it is a precedent.
Mhm.
It was a mistake to prosecute Trump, especially for the alleged fraud
For
nonsense in
that
New
case,
York.
that case, yeah.
That was total
Bullshit.
That was total lawfare.
It was
bullshit.
political. It was a political lawfare attack against Trump.
Exactly. And
She went down the civil route in the end, which told everyone really the score. And that was
that's a
basically,
different case.
I will do anything I can and everything I can to get him on something. What can we get him on? Anything. Just go civilly. Literally,
Yeah, but if you're wearing a dirty diaper, why would you do that to somebody else?
Yeah, well,
Good
I mean,
question.
The total sum amount over the life of the mortgage was just a tad under $19,000.
19,000.
Not a lot, but
Not
in
a lot.
actuality, that is
Tax invasion.
that is something. It's literally there on paper. Now, let me ask you this: which is a more bullshit? What do they call it? Indictment. Letitia James or Comey?
Comey, because there's no actual.
Yeah, I'd have to say Comey would be more likely, even though I think he's guilty of what he's charged with. I think
you got to prove it in court, though.
Yeah, but I just don't think it's much of a crime. He's charged with lying to Congress.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a
I
break.
do not recall.
I know.
Is that perjury technically?
Yeah, it's perjury.
I think General Flynn was sent to prison to lying to the FBI, wasn't he?
FBI, that's different.
All right. Yeah.
Lying to Congress.
I said it
That's
myself.
I
actually said the answer myself.
Finally, something I agree with, Smoke Steve Life. I do both. Yeah, they both will be thrown out. Well, not thrown out, but not.
I don't think.
You think Comey?
I don't think Letitia James will be thrown out.
I think she should have to pay the bank
It's in Virginia,
and pay a solid fine. I mean,
it's already the indictment has come down from a grand jury. She's been indicted. She might win her case.
I was about to say she's going to win her case. It's in Virginia.
So did someone lose money with her case?
A bank.
Yeah, the government. Or was it a bank?
It was a bank. It was a
I
mortgage.
thought it was the government thing.
So wait there. No one lost any money for Trump, did they? Because he was securing a loan on it.
No one lost money. The bank and
wait
Trump
there.
both.
Well, wait there then. So there is a difference there between her and him. Obviously, the money's like one thing, but actually, people lost. The government lost her money, or how much it was. But with Trump, there was no
this is
party that was out of pocket.
It's slightly ambiguous because TD Bank North, who was the financer of a lot of Trump's loans, came out and said, "No, we agreed to all of these numbers, so it wasn't deceitful." They knew what they were doing with Trump, but even still, Trump, he was convicted because it didn't matter what the bank said. He did break the law. So, but in this other case with Letitia, did she misrepresent it and say that it was her primary residence? Did she make money off of it as a rental residence? Was it her secondary residence? These are all important.
Yes.
But again, the amount is minor. She should have to pay that back, as I said, with the fine. I would say the biggest loss to her is going to be her reputation and her future.
Oh, that's already shot, bro.
That's already shot.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's what I mean. Like at this point, she's effed. Like the whatever $50,000 or whatever in the end.
Because it looks stupid, doesn't it? Because she's been caught out to doing what she did to Trump.
Yeah, it's not an uncommon thing for people with 2 to 3 or 4 or 5 homes to play around a little in that department.
Nope.
And the fact of the matter is, she brought something against DJT, and
yeah, I mean,
they went through her shit with like a fine-tooth comb, like Spaceballs combing the desert. They were going to find something on her, dude. Obviously, they found something.
They got 1 inch into the combing of the beach and picked up a whole bunch of shit.
I was going to say, what they say about glass houses and casting stones. Well, Letitia had a glass house. I don't think it was that hard to find this particular thing.
Right. It wasn't like somebody was like, when they found it, they were probably like, well, it's something, yeah, we'll go with it. Keep looking. There could be more, but I mean, this is literally all they found, and it is something. I might argue that people, one of the common lines you hear from people is,
No one's
Oh,
got the law.
he was convicted 32 times, Trump,
Right,
32 convictions. Or
Right,
whatever.
right.
And each one of those convictions was for an individual payment, I guess, to Stormy Daniels, right?
Well, no, yeah.
It's 32. It's 32 entries of the same action.
Yep.
It's not 32
exactly.
actions.
Very odd. Again, it's the
I would say
legal
that I would say
semantics of
that's
it.
outside of the line of justice. If I was sent in prison for doing something 32 times that I did once, I would be upset.
Isn't that
Exactly.
double jeopardy? No, I'm joking.
And that's the thing.
That's
People
30
don't
seconds
question
jeopardy.
it. People who hate are going to say 30. He's 32 time convicted.
Uh-huh.
And he is. It's legit. Just
Isn't
like
that-
she
isn't
fucked
that
up with this
semantic?
mortgage thing. But neither of those things is, in the grand scheme of things, I think.
And
You know, I will say this: this whole thing makes us look a little bit like a third world country.
Uh-huh.
Whenever the previous leader is deposed, he's instantly arrested for some crime and put in jail. And then when the next guy gets kicked out, he's put in jail.
Where's Biden right now?
On the beach.
I guess
He's
we're
probably getting chemo treatments.
We're
for
taking a
his
hiatus on that
bone
one?
cancer.
yeah, maybe he gets the old geezer discount and is not being.
Well, Trump better act real retarded when it's his 4th year here.
I don't know. I think
It's hard to
Trump's-
notice the difference.
Well,
I
then
think
he's good
Trump's
to go.
slipping a little, bro. I think he's
Slipping?
slipping a little
On what?
I'm sure.
mentally.
Oh, mentally. Okay, yeah.
He's saying some weird shit sometimes, dude.
He's always said weird
It's
shit.
so hard to tell, though.
Yeah, you're right, Topple. He's fucking
He's always been weird.
Right, but he
That's why I'll
usually
vote
has-
for him for his third term.
he usually has talking points he responds with. I thought that the meeting he had with Nick Sorter and the other journalists from X and social media platforms, they met about Antifa and this and that, and they were genuinely talking to him, and he was actually responding without saying all those talking points. That was one of the most interesting meetings that I've witnessed on the political level for quite a while. So it is possible for him to not have that generic NPC response.
okay. Cool.
So, but I believe he's still coherent. I don't think he's
Yeah.
off.
Well,
Well, he's not Biden yet, but
He's not Biden, but like coherent.
Yeah. Yes, it's
Comparably-
comparable
it's not
moments, I
comparable.
guess.
oh, here we go.
Fucking asshole.
No, speech to the Navy. What happened there? In the Navy,
In the Navy.
you can greet your fellow man. That was a total slap in the face to the Navy. That's all.
I've got to say it though, all the bad things about Trump, and there is a few. Like, I mean, there's never been a funnier president, is there? I said it last week. I'll say it again. He's fucking hilarious.
Depends. Like, yeah, he's funny
Yeah.
to you. He's
I'm
not funny
tired
to
of it.
AFED.
Well, look. I mean, look at the fucking scrotes we got in power. We would love Trump.
No, you
man.
got a bunch
He
of
would
pedos
fucking
there.
sort-
That's the
he would
problem.
sort Britain out in fucking a flash.
I'm not always laughing with him.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm laughing.
That's bad.
I understand that. I understand that. But when he wakes up at 4:00 in the morning, he starts tweeting and starts using people's memes and sticking on his official accounts. It's fucking hilarious.
I don't like that shit though.
He's funny in a kind of like middle school level. I mean, he can quip with a sharp, make a sharp quip. But
He
mostly
took
it's
Joe
just-
Biden down. He took
kinda like,
Joe Biden down, and he put an
throws you
auto
down
pen in
fat,
exchange.
ha, ha.
And he put his mugshot next to the auto pen. He's a fucking ball.
Yeah,
Those are
that's
funny, but those are also bad for the business.
His
Yes.
mugshot next to the auto pen. So he's taking the piss out of himself in a way.
Yeah. No,
I don't believe he put his mugshot.
Hey,
Really?
we just saw the auto pen.
Yeah, he did use that mugshot.
Mugshot.
Not
Mugshot.
not in that hallway that next to the
Yeah, he
No,
did in the video.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen the video.
I doubt that's what's actually normally in the
Yes.
hallway of portrait.
I hear he's pretty hilarious in the Epstein files. Oh,
Yeah, I've still not seen a shred of evidence that there are any Epstein files.
I had a little thing, Money. He was arrested during Bush, wasn't he? He was also arrested during Trump, wasn't he? And all that time,
Yeah.
the Democrats had control of everything basically because he'd already been exposed, and they didn't act on anything, did they?
I don't know who says they were in control of everything.
I
But-
When Bush wasn't in control or Trump wasn't in control, we had Obama and fucking Clinton that was in, and they didn't arrest him and
If
charge him.
Epstein had files,
yeah.
no, I don't think the feds took them. They reached some sweetheart deal.
At the same time, the argument against that is that you can control your opposition when you're in power. You silence your opposition when you're in power. So it's not exactly the best argument.
When it comes down to Trump, though, if there was any document that would have been released, there's no fucking doubt with the 4 years.
Well, if there was any document in the hands of the Justice
Democrats,
Department,
yeah.
it would have been released under Biden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're used to.
Not
try
saying
and
it's
kill him
not,
off.
but I'm just.
See,
Let-
when people
Perhaps
say
they'll
Epstein
have to redact
files,
Yeah.
what are they thinking they are? Like, what's in an Epstein file? What do you think an Epstein file is?
Yeah, but laugh at it.
Let's go.
Every
Nathan,
time we talk
what's
about
it-
this, you act as if you don't know the hot talking points. You know the talking points. You know what it's about. It's about loosely, you could say it's blackmail, just loosely.
So you
Right.
think I'm absolutely serious. So you think an Epstein file consists of the names of people who have that he has had sex with underage girls that Epstein procured? Is that what you think an Epstein file is?
Very basically, yes. That's basically VIPs is the only thing you left out. VIPs getting caught out
Okay,
in
so
compromising
only
positions.
important people then.
Yeah.
I don't know why you think he wouldn't need to. He wouldn't be able to remember them off the top of his head.
Well, what do you mean, remember him?
I mean, what do you think? There's like thousands of people. He needs a file cabinet to keep track.
No.
of.
Well, I believe it. I
150?
believe there's most probably hundreds. Yeah.
Well, why wouldn't Ghislaine Maxwell plea deal to name names and then get out?
Staying alive, maybe. I don't know. Other than
That's
that,
another. That's a whole nother
Maybe.
wormhole. I
I
want to
mean,
get our new guy involved here. Aphid Lift Pod, do you have an opinion on this whole Epstein file thing? Horse shit or exists?
He loves it.
No, I went to research because I knew I was right about the picture in the hallway, and no, it is 2 real pictures of Trump with the pen in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay.
What he shared. That's what I put on Discord.
Got
Oh,
it.
you.
It's not a
We're
mug.
not talking about you being right, though.
I know,
Oh,
but
well,
I was
I'm
looking at
willing
it. I don't
to-
know what I'm saying is he asked
How was
me a
Last
question. I
Dance
have no
wrong?
idea
How's
I have
Last
no
Dance
idea.
drawn?
because he said that there was a mugshot of
Oh, the mugshot. Okay.
yeah.
I thought
Yeah,
the video
So
was
what,
wrong.
I'm
I've seen
getting
the
at is
video.
I was
I've
looking
seen
into
the
that.
video.
All right, I'm
The-
wrong.
just
the-
watched
the
it.
video's
You
on
want me to
Twitter.
share it?
You
I'll
might have
share it.
you might have taken it down. And it was
I'll
only for
put a
like
dunce cap
No, I
on it.
have it.
will
I have.
Get
He's
you to
the-
move on to the next
He's the
topic.
disinformation expert, though.
That's right. That doesn't mean that means I sometimes put out.
There it is. I put it in the
disinformation.
back chat,
oh, I don't know.
right where you like it based. So what was the question? I'm sorry. There was something about Epstein. I heard that. Ask me a
No,
question.
yeah,
I'll
the
give you an
picture
answer.
of Trump on one of those 2 pictures, isn't one of them his mugshot? Or does that
Yeah.
face he
No, it's
always
not.
wears?
No, they're both his presidential picture.
They're different pictures.
They're
They're
different.
Yeah,
different
he has
pictures.
2 different
This
terms.
is mugshot photo. This is mugshot photo.
No,
Well,
he
no,
has a
not
mugshot
his
photo
mug-
somewhere. I forget. Is it in the
It
Oval
just
Office?
wasn't in the hall next to the auto pen. It wasn't there.
Hold
What
on
was that
1
thing
second,
question?
boys.
AI.
I think,
SAI.
I think the one on viewers left, our left, is the mugshot.
Yeah, that's-
the later
Neither
one.
of those are
Huh?
his mug.
No,
think
This is the mugshot.
that's the
That's
mugshot.
not a mugshot.
No, that
that
is
the-
his
That's the
mugshot.
mugshot.
That's the
Is it?
mugshot. That's the mug.
that's the mug.
One is
Is that his mugshot?
yes.
I don't think that's.
I
his
gotta
mug.
look up his
That's
mugshot
his
now.
mugshot, bro.
Yeah, that's his.
No, it's slightly different. I'm giving you a
Oh,
text right now.
Fucking art.
It is not his mugshot.
I was about
How
to say.
close is it?
No,
Let's
it's not.
go.
It's not. It's not.
You think that's his official presidential portrait then? For,
Or it's a picture.
Looks like he's trying to work out a
Here,
crap.
it
just look
reminds
it
me
up.
of his mugshot. That kind of angry scowl looks like his
Check your
mugshot.
Yeah,
X-
it is
Check your
very
X messages,
similar.
Steve. I
Yeah.
have them back to back.
Back chat. All right, here we go.
Back
It's
check.
not back chat. It's your X messages.
Oh God, X.
It's not his
It's
mugshot.
a two-step process.
Yeah.
So Aphid was right.
I'm willing to admit Aphid was right.
Okay. Sorry. What was
Oh,
now? We can
yeah.
move on. What was the
It's-
Now,
question?
now we
It
can
is-
move on.
It is the Magnum
I
mugshot.
can take the
code.
glasses off.
It
It's
is
real.
the
I will
Magnum
say it
mugshot
is similar.
code that's slightly
But what was the
different.
question about Epstein? I want to give an answer.
Good guy or bad guy?
Oh, I see. Oh, I mean, it depends on. I guess it depends on
No,
who you
the
are.
The question was,
You know, your
what was
dreams
the
come
question?
true to some people.
Is there a list? First, is there this nebulous that doesn't exist list?
file.
Nobody knows. Does it
Yeah,
exist?
Yeah, a list.
file?
I mean, what?
There's a flight list.
I mean, you can come up with your own list with his. You know, I'm sure he's got address books of some sort and saved numbers on his cell phone, and you know, maybe some catalog
Well,
with people's names in it.
we're not on about details. We're on about videos.
Well, I'm just saying, how can you? I mean, there's probably Mother Teresa was probably in that Rolodex.
Wow.
Well, she was. She
Wow.
was a nasty piece
If
of work.
Stephen
She was.
Hawking is there. Mother Teresa's there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you want to look into that?
I'm
Mother
good.
Teresa?
Okay, how better
She was
better
no
yet?
Mother Teresa.
Better yet,
Yeah.
if this vial or something was released, would you trust it? Would you believe it? I mean,
At this point, I mean,
no,
come on,
no
there's-
one would trust
but,
it.
I mean, what can you trust anymore? Seriously,
That's the truth.
what can you trust with anything? I don't care if it's government.
What a vial? Did you
Candace
say
told-
vial?
Owens, man. Candace
What you
Owens.
guys
Vile,
are telling me about a
vile.
mugshot, you know? I mean,
if you
what do
if,
you
if it
want?
came out and Trump wasn't on there, do you think any Democrat would believe that?
No, I don't know if I would.
If Biden
You're a
There
released
Democrat.
is
it,
some list,
and
if there
Clinton
is some
wasn't in-
magic
or
list, I would
Bush.
guess there's a more than 50-50 chance that Trump's name is on that list.
Hey, Fizz,
I don't care what kind of
own up.
list
You
you got.
voted for Camilla.
What?
You voted for Camilla.
Of course I voted for.
Oh, yeah, you're a Democrat. Right?
Isn't that the lady that?
Oh, I
Princess
mean
Diana
that's
lost
the
to?
sign. That's the sign, right?
Well, it's the Democrat Party.
Yeah, but I didn't want him in office. I think he's the. I just
Yeah,
don't think
but-
that that's what we need.
Yeah.
is-
Yeah,
I mean, do I think
understand.
he does good? And do I? Will I look back maybe on my deathbed? After 20 years have gone by and he's
You
out.
won't
Well,
even remember.
hopefully that he's out of office.
Well,
And
okay,
I'll be
I'm
like, he stopped the direction of the country. Whether it was all
Well,
him by himself or this
he
movement
stopped the
behind
border
him.
crisis. I thought you were going to say.
Hold on, listen. Hold on.
All right.
I'm not talking about no borders. I'm just saying that the direction that this country in particular was going with whatever, just with a lot of different things. He
Yeah, what
kind of put
direction
a
we talking?
stop on that move. That push that was going in that direction.
I hope if you're on your deathbed, you're not taking.
I don't know if
anything
that makes sense
politics.
to you guys, but it totally
No,
makes
it
sense.
doesn't
No,
really.
it does. Here's the thing.
There's
Here's
no
the problem
details.
with that
What
is
direction?
She was a weak option.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
If they had a good option,
Absolutely.
I think they would have pulled it off. It was
Right.
a pathetic showing by the
I
whole
think
entire Democratic Party.
that was the cards they were dealt at the time. Where
Dude,
he was
100
not-
days.
No,
they
he
put
wouldn't.
Biden
No,
in the
I-
fucking
He was appointed.
primary.
I don't know.
She
I don't
wasn't
know.
elected.
I don't know.
She
if
wasn't
we could
elected.
Monday
She wasn't
morning
elected. She was
quarterback
appointed.
that it wasn't.
It really wasn't the cards they were dealt.
It was the
That's
card
That's
No,
she
right.
was
They
dealt.
chose that.
But thinking
That's
of
right, last time. That's
how
right, last
how
time. They
they're
actually
guessing,
chose it.
Let it
How-
Turn an aphid lip up.
how they're the people that supposedly would be in control in this. He was the president, so he could make the decision. to
Yep.
run or not.
Yep.
And then they to take him out, physically take him out, and put like a bunch of people running against him or something like
It
that.
would have worked out better.
The public,
Sure.
the Democratic voting public, might not have been on board with something like that. And
See,
and
Yeah,
you
here's
don't
what
know
I
that
think.
you don't know that they would have to be enough to think that that's not a plausible idea.
You're right. I don't know anything, but here's what I think is true. I think if they had just totally chose somebody else, one person over
Yes.
Kamala, then that would have looked very bad. But
Shapiro.
having a mini primary or whatever they would have done,
That's what they should have done.
and maybe they would have done that just to avoid choosing Kamala. But that
Right.
would have
They should have done that.
that would have
That's what they
whitewashed.
should have done.
They
That's what
should have done
100%.
that after he was gone, because it was not like he said, it was said and done. He was out. It was the way it was handled. He was out.
He
He made a
should've been
conscious
out.
decision to be out.
A year ago.
And they could have at that moment said, "Hey, look, just to see, this is a very important election, and we really need to take the
They
public's poll on
treated you like
something
dummies.
this."
They treat
Yeah.
you like dummies.
And-
We'll tell you who to vote for.
If they practiced democracy the right way, it would have been probably better
This-
for them.
Every pundit was saying
Yeah.
that we have the only choice here is to go to Kamala. This is all we can do. It was almost
It was
like the party
amazing.
looked
It
at
was
the tweet
amazing.
like the dumb news and was like, well, the news media says we don't have a choice. We have to go with Kamala. Let's just go with her. Like at this point, and I remember hearing
This
that
is not
narrative
choice.
thinking, like, what are they saying? Why did they have to go with her? That's fucking illogical. She's terrible. And
The amount of days
they
that were
did,
left.
and she had all these gaffes saying she wasn't going to be any different than Joe, and everyone was like, "Oh,
Literally,
and
yeah. What are you going to do? What are you going to
the
do? What
wheels
with it? What
were
are you
in
going to do
motion.
differently?
they were so close to it, and they were so walking the line of timing that once the ball started rolling for her and she started fucking up, it was like,
She didn't fuck
Well,
up till
we
the
can't-
end.
now we
I-
can't do anything, and she's fucking up.
I think
We're stuck.
107 days is plenty of
No.
time to
No.
beat Trump, especially
they-
when you have the Democratic Party behind you.
Yeah, they should have. They should have.
I think a candidate who had only one difference from Biden in his policy, and that is, I will deport illegal aliens. In other words, the Obama policy that it's made explicit, they could have beaten Trump. That's all they needed. They didn't have to. They could have done. They could have kept DEI, everything else, if they had just said, "I'm going to reverse everything Biden did on."
Oh, let's
immigration."
put it this way. So you're saying Obama would have beat Trump in that election?
Yes.
For
Absolutely.
Yeah,
He would have
absolutely.
destroyed him.
So
But
you
here's
think
the thing: there were-
essentially, she was the worst candidate for the time.
there,
It
there,
was awful. It's like Steve said. The interview asked literally a level A question. Right, it wasn't even hard in any way whatsoever. It was just a little pull. So what policy? What different policies you going to do from Joe? And she said, I think it was, I'm basically going to do the same as Joe.
Yeah.
I can't debate in it, but that's what she said. And the reporter said, well, she was flummoxed.
That would have been interesting, John Grammatica.
on the other side of that, though, there's nobody that there's nothing stop. There was nothing stopping some
Wow,
strong
it's
candidate
illegal
just
himself. Thanks,
to
Anna.
stepping up
good.
in that moment and saying, "Look, this is an important election, and I want to take the reins here, and I want to take my chance for the American public to, think that I would be a better choice in this situation because we have everything to lose." And nobody did that, so they had nobody strong enough as a candidate to be that person. Because who would there have been?
Well, you say that, but you didn't give yourselves a chance, did you? Basically, they treated you like sickos, thinking that you couldn't have independent thoughts. So we're going to pick this.
I can think of more
DEI.
Republicans that I would rather have beaten Trump than Democrats. I can't think of any Democrat that I would have rather
I
been.
think there's
Well, that's a
numerous
problem.
Democrats. Even Gavin Newsom, with all his negatives,
No.
I
Would've-
don't
would've
know.
stood a
I don't
better
know if he
chance.
would have done a
He
better
can hold a
job than
conversation. He can hold a
Kamala.
conversation.
He would have done much
Unless
better.
Obama himself came back. Yeah, I can't think of any single person that would have such a far advantage over her. I can't think of one.
What?
No.
Wait,
I-
Democrat?
She
Mhm.
she wasn't even voted past the first round in 2020. You know that, don't you? She was kicked. She was literally the worst out of everyone on the stage.
She won no delegates
Yeah.
in 2020. None, not a delegate. And she started out in before the primaries in the initial polling, she was like third, probably because of
So
California.
no one liked her then.
Well,
But that's the
she was
I
VP.
disagree
She
with
was
that
also vice
statement.
president. She was also
It doesn't
vice
hold
president.
up.
I think
I
you
mean,
could
if
pick
history
any
says
Democrat from the list of potential candidates. Cory Booker,
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
No.
Gavin
Cory Booker.
Newsom,
He sucked.
Josh Shapiro.
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 I don't even know. I don't even know
AOC.
the Shapiro guy. So that's the biggest problem. He's got.
AOC, any of them would have done it.
No, there's
Might
no
have won.
way. You,
Not
come
AOC.
on, you really think
Oh,
AOC would
sure.
have had a better chance than Kamala? You are out of your
Couldn't have
mind.
she couldn't have
The
done
age is sitting in finally, Last Dance. It's my first sign.
AOC would have been,
See,
would
I'm
have been
trying to
better
look like
content. She'd have lost her shit and she'd have lost, because she's got low impulse control, the form. So the reality is that would have been highly amusing if she'd have gone in there.
He has no impulse control.
Josh
Well-
Shapiro, don't forget, was a target of extreme violence. His house got
Was it
firebombed.
arson, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by who though?
Did they ever
I
arrest
don't
him?
know.
By who?
It was
It wasn't.
Trump.
It
An
wasn't.
arsonist?
It wasn't
I
a
don't know
MAGA.
who.
Trump.
It was an
Wasn't-
anti. What do you call people that hate Jewish people?
Semitic?
Nazi.
Just
Semitic.
blame Trump. Blame
Anti-Semitic.
Trump. It was Trump's fault.
It was
Anna.
I don't
anti-Semitic.
know.
No, not Anna.
Oh, I thought you wanted to know the name of someone
Stop
that
that.
didn't like.
Anna, you're back. You're still up.
What?
time him
Please,
out?
what?
You're
Seconds.
still
Time
up,
out.
Anna.
Nothing. Sorry.
What's
Time
going
out.
on?
No, I just listen. I don't have to talk all the time.
What's going on over there?
I don't know. Every week we have an increase in prices. That's what I
Oh.
notice. When you go to the shop,
Yeah.
something costs for example, €2. The next week it's $2.50.
You guys got tariffs too?
Feeling
Crazy.
of aliveness.
I don't know. The sanctions are working on us. Yeah.
Shit's going up like crazy here too in China.
Cheers.
Yeah, that's good. We
Happy
just clapped 100 on
Oktoberfest or
time.
whatever. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm sorry I don't look very good, but this camera sucks because it's
You
bad
look-
angle.
None of us.
If you're
are
on
gonna
the
worry about
panel, if you're on the
moving
panel
our-
with RW, you're fine.
Yeah,
You look,
I agree
you
with
look,
that
won-
statement.
you
Well-
look wonderful.
Well,
Hello.
as your old Anna, as your old friend Beefo would have said, it's nice to see you without your sunglasses.
Oh wow.
Do you remember that guy?
I'm not sure the name maybe, but it's
He
very long
always
time ago.
he always gave you a hard time because you wore your glasses in your early videos.
I tried because I
Why?
had something with my eyes. Now it's okay. It went away.
Because you're high as shit.
But my face is not really. As I said, I'm not a target. for
Exactly,
this
John
type of
Grammaticus.
crime.
That's what I was thinking.
Really, the youth vote? No, she won it.
She would have been able
No,
to
she
speak
won it.
like a human in an
Okay, what?
interview and sound like she could handle a question.
She would have lost
Might not have
more
liked the
votes.
answer. I wouldn't have
Very
voted
bold
for her.
statement, Last Dance.
Mhm.
She would have slayed like a queen.
Slay like a
I'm not.
What the hell?
I'm not saying she would have beat her. She wouldn't have beat Kamala in a debate. But I'm not. I don't think she would have got more votes than Kamala.
Big Mike. Big
I
Mike.
do.
Oh, Shapiro was
That-
the man.
that
He
was the
one.
mugshot.
Big
And
Mike.
and if it is if you're right and I'm wrong, then that's one of the things that I would look back on and say Trump helped tamp down, a direction. If you think more people would vote for the AOC than Kamala, that's
Don't just
depressing.
vote because the way she looks. To be honest,
Yeah,
Let me ask you this.
You should have
Do you
just got
think
Big
someone-
Mike in.
Do you think someone voted for Kamala who wouldn't have voted for AOC?
because of how she looks.
Anyway,
I think there was a lot of people that were kind of on the fence this election, where they were like, yeah, you know, the legals, the legals are men and women are the same, you know, and I think that I think there was a lot of people in that area that don't know which way to turn, and they went with the, you know, these illegal immigrants need to get out of here instead of a man and a woman are the same.
Girl, baby girl.
But I don't think those people, you know, there's an edge where those people didn't go swap. And those people I don't think would vote for AOC because she's too much like
progressive.
You know, men and women are the same.
And shall I say she's a woman? So let me explain on this one. So a lot of women will say they'll vote for Camilla or AOC because they're a woman. Right? Just because they're a woman, and that validates why they voted, and no one really criticizes that. But if a bloke turned around and said, "I'm not voting for a woman," they'll get immediately criticized.
Oh, that's true.
Just flip the
I think
script.
we'll never know.
I think a woman has a far less chance of being president.
What
How about a gay guy?
If she's gonna get some votes for some people that are just like, oh, I'm gonna vote for her because she's a woman. There's at least twice as many people that are like, I'm not gonna vote for a woman.
Wait there. That includes women.
You know what?
I'm talking about votes. I'm not talking about women. I'm talking about votes.
Won't vote for a woman.
Thing about a black guy.
Yes, and a gay guy.
I was going to say, gay guy.
And possibly a Jew.
Whoa.
We had a black guy.
A lot, but I do remember a black guy won an election.
Yeah, you voted him twice.
We had a black guy. So
twice.
So black, he was Kenyan.
He classified as black. He was black.
And I was wrong. I was wrong when I thought that, but
also
I don't think that there's too many.
Well, to get to my original point, the
There's
bottom
too
line
many.
is the reason.
Hold on.
Too many Jewish people.
I think he was a once in a generation president. You know, the way he spoke.
So your point is moot anyway because he was voted in twice. So if we were racist and all that, why you voted him in again for? But the bottom line is the reason why a woman will be less likely to be president is because women themselves, their own gender, will not vote for a woman for president. That's my point.
I don't know, maybe.
You're a bad
Well,
man.
I mean, it's pretty. You know, if you look back, and that's the reality. Unless you get a really strong woman in there, a lot of women will not vote for a woman for president. That's just
not
fact.
true.
Well, I'm making the point that the reason why men are voted in as a leader more than women is because women, and I think if you look at the stats, will prove it. Because you can have a look. I'm sure they're out there.
All right, hold on. Let's Welshman. Let's take your vague word of a lot and say that out of the 100% of female voters, how many would not vote for the woman because she's a woman? A percentage.
Well, you wouldn't. Say for example, 10% would not vote for a woman, right?
Boy, that sounds high to me. I think
because she's a woman. Because she's a woman.
I agree, it's
then that would basically, under the current voting pattern, would always write a woman off to be a leader because they're never going to get voted in because they're not believed. A certain percentage are not believed by their own gender, their own sex.
I think you're more in the 1% area.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think
that your women you might gain for just being a woman might outweigh the women that don't vote.
Base, you scare Anna away.
I'm pretty confident in believing that there's a percentage of women out there that will only vote for a woman, and there's also a percentage of women out there that will never, ever vote for a woman.
I don't.
Prove me wrong.
Oh my God! What's going on? She agrees with Base.
Read it.
Wow.
Losers.
I agree with her.
Wow.
Okay, what's this?
Base, you're getting a little soft these days.
I think that by far it is not the gender; it is the policy and what they think that person is going to do.
Yes.
I think if you had a conservative woman running against a liberal Democratic man, I think evangelicals, especially a Christian woman, evangelicals will vote for that Christian
Yep.
woman.
Regardless.
Yes. Don't be
By
surprised
far.
if Erica Kirk or Candace Owens run for president in the near
No.
future.
No.
Candace Owens,
Neither one.
At this
Don't
point,
trigger me.
I'm not even joking.
she's wiggity whack.
Who would it be Candace Owens vice president?
I would
Herself.
I would contemplate leaving this country if Candace
No,
Owens. I'm
who's
just
the
gonna
guy
put it
that
out
you
there
hate?
now.
Who's the guy you hate? Kenny, or what was his name?
I would contemplate
the
it
Trump
too,
one. Who's the
No,
one
what?
that
for safety.
What did Trump? Who's the guy
Ted-
that Trump made? Yeah, that
Ted
Trump made-
Cruz?
yeah, Ted Cruz as a VP.
Oh my goodness.
I would much rather Ted Cruz be president than Candace Owens.
Candace Owens. Wow.
I don't blame you, dude.
That's not even.
She's drifting
Oh.
at like
Come
fifth
on.
gear around
No.
corners at the moment.
When she gets elected,
That
Kanye.
guy, I
She's
think it's
so
gonna be
fake.
the little dude, the little guy.
She's been.
there.
There's so many people that bought into her. It's
The
sad.
Secretary of State.
She has
He's
a
gonna be
following like that.
this.
If it's a cult.
Do you think today's Republican Party would really
It's sad.
nominate a woman? Absolutely, they
Of
would.
course they would.
Stop.
So 4 days ago, the Independent reported nearly 20% of younger voters said they would not elect a woman as president.
Who? Where? When?
America. So
Well, let's-
20% said they would not vote
Yeah, I
to
don't-
elect.
I don't believe
here.
those polls.
Yeah. Let's go around the panel here. Last dance. Would you vote for a woman if you thought she was a good candidate?
Yes.
RW, same.
Yeah, based on merit and character morality, yes.
We're gonna go down to Topple.
You already know my answer. You know who I wanted to vote for the last 8 years.
Big Mike.
Hillary.
So your
Big
answer
Mike?
is
Not
Mike.
a Big Mike.
just say it. What's your answer?
Was she? Yes.
Aphid lip?
Yeah, I mean, who would say no? Who would say no? Nah,
Anna would. Anna would.
You vote for a female in your country if you thought she was the best candidate?
No, I don't think so because we already had, we had Angela Merkel, yeah,
Yeah.
and you know what she did. So I'm not sure that.
What
But
did she
that
do?
wasn't
think
because
that's
She
that-
told them to come, and they did in 3 million in 1 year into Germany. They
You think it's
said,
because she's a
come,
woman?
They did.
What the hell? I
But
don't know.
you're a woman, Anna. You're a
I
woman.
am.
See,
What if you?
see, Anna's making my
But you
points
could-
for me. Anna's
I
making
know.
my point for me.
Oh, yeah.
I would vote
You
for a
think you're
woman. I would vote for a woman, but I'm not a woman, and that's
Anna
the whole
is
thing.
assuming
She's
that
the
no
only woman
woman
on the panel,
would
and
have
she
her
agrees
view.
with me.
But they said
Well,
the question had in it
depends
if she was a
Sorry.
viable candidate.
Yeah,
It
Oh,
depends on
it
That would have to be
doesn't
somebody
matter.
that you were
We're
on board
all
with how
men.
they thought about
We're
things.
all men. I would vote for a viable candidate. We're men. It wasn't to us, it was to women. And Anna's just said it, and Steve's wife, who never agrees with anything to do with me, has agreed to the fact that that's the case.
That's
Not
called
us.
double
Anna,
wrong.
Anna
Women.
also sees apparently every single woman as Anna Merkel or whatever
Exactly.
Merkel's
No,
name.
no, I didn't want to say that. I just say that for now, unfortunately, for example, in Austria, there are less women in the politics, but in Germany, most women that are in politics are not the best examples. For example, we had this foreign minister, Annalena Baerbock.
Oh, she's huge. Is she like really big?
No, she's not big. She's just, I don't know, not educated, whatever it is, I don't know. So they're not the best examples. I cannot say if someone comes that's really good, so I would vote for her. But for now, we have only people that.
They're very
you-
emotional, Anna, aren't they?
Up to this point, Anna, you haven't been impressed by a female candidate yet.
We don't have this many. They're not even candidates. They just, when there's a government, they just take them from somewhere. We don't
the
even
question
elect
is
most of
hypothetical.
them.
Interesting.
The question is
I mean-
hypothetical only. So
So I don't know what to say. It depends.
Anna,
Mr. E adding in that Welsh women are fucking mental. I'm sure Welshmen can comment on that.
I don't know.
Anna, there's no big booty Latinos in Germany or Austria, is there?
I don't know. There are
I'm
a
sure
lot of
there
mixed
are.
race. There are mixed race people.
Everyone welcome over there.
Well, we have actually someone in Austria, talk about Austria because I live in Austria for a few years already. We have one that is half Nigerian, half Austrian, something, and she works in the television. I would say she's very intelligent. So if she puts herself up as a politician one day, maybe I would vote for her.
Okay. Okay.
Also
So
shit, yeah.
it's not outside of the realm's possibility for you. Okay.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what the gender is or whatever. I just care about if they are qualified. And for now, we don't have qualified politicians. Here,
Amen,
it's always you are either a friend of someone, a relative of someone, and they get you in, or you take money and do something. It's corruption.
Sure.
Yeah, we don't really have qualified politicians.
Well,
in
the
Austria,
corruption
Germany.
is the qualification.
In Bulgaria, neither. Because my father is from Bulgaria and I follow what happens there. It's the same shit. Yeah. So in the EU, I can say there's just always the same shit.
It's hard to
Yeah.
relate though because in the United States we don't have corruption in the government.
I hope so. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
it's
think less
perfect over
maybe.
here. Yeah,
I do think it's less because the people are patriotic. I think that's they try to do the best for their country and something. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
what we think. Yeah.
that's why we're trying to force all of the rest of the world to be just like us because we're not corrupted.
I cannot say that. I don't live there. I think if we were like you, it would be better because maybe in the US, some politicians they care a bit about the people, a bit, yeah, and here I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I was being absolutely
know.
sarcastic the whole time. Just wanted to let that out there.
We
I
got it.
cannot say that. You know,
Yeah.
because you live there.
Comedy's hard.
The Tulsi Gabbard card, not bad. She's a good candidate.
I've been saying it for 8 years.
Bro, she's not going
She
to
was
get
a
in.
Democrat. Now she's a Republican.
She's not going to get in over JD Vance. There's no way.
She needs to. I'll vote for her.
Go for it. That's the American way, man.
For your
I
chance.
wanted
The
to beat the
Republicans are in the
little
bag
guy,
for the
the
next
Secretary of State there, Marco, whatever his name
Marco
is.
Rubio.
Rubio.
I like him the best on the Republican side.
I'm waiting.
I just don't think they're gonna. I think like JD is gonna be the man. He's gonna be the win.
Yeah, JD looks strong for the next one, to be fair.
It could be a Biden situation. I don't think he's a great candidate. I think they might put all their fucking eggs in the wrong basket with him
Yep.
personally. But
What with
Hey.
JD Vance?
yeah,
Well, I mean, he was quite, he was quite elusive. I didn't know much about him, but I've seen some quite in-depth interviews, and he comes across really quite normal.
he's not terrible. I just think Rubio is perceived
Not in a
my
boring
mind,
way
he's
either.
more academic. He's less passionate. He's less emotional. It's just my thought alone. Just watching the two of them. Just me though.
I mean, I like the way he challenged Zelensky. I mean,
I thought that was embarrassing.
well, yeah, I know, but we have different opinions on that. I think when you visit the most powerful man in the world and you're begging for billions of cash, I think you need to make a fucking effort, shut your fucking mouth, and nod your head.
I just think that Vance was out of his place to be there. I think Trump.
Well,
could
no,
have-
he was there for a reason, wasn't he? He was told to be there. And,
He was a
you know,
stimp.
I mean,
I just thought he looked galumpy and.
I mean, Zelensky's never fired a bullet in anger. He's not part of the army. So why are you
Neither
fucking
did
walking around?
a lot of
He's
major
played
generals,
he's played the
world
piano with his penis. That's it. He's a comedy
That's
actor.
talent, man. What
He's a
else?
comedy
I understand.
actor.
I
I
understand.
can't do that.
his history is not exactly exemplary in the
So why walk
at the
around?
stage of world leaders of war, of countries at war. He's not a Winston Churchill, for Christ's sake. We can't compare him to everybody, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think
and
in
guess,
the moment,
and guess
in
what?
the current reality, he's
Winston
doing okay.
Churchill looks smart as fuck in his army fatigue. He looks smart as fuck, right? Guess what? All those medals he served, he fucking did some crazy shit in India and stuff, right?
I know that. I know. You can't
Zelensky
compare.
turns up like some sort of guerrilla fighter. Fuck off.
Yeah, you can't compare Zelensky to somebody like that. That guy he's a true legend. Zelensky, yeah, his past is sort of ridiculous with him. His stage stuff, it's yikes.
Wait, he was an actor?
Yeah.
Oh,
Comedy actor.
but he was on TV shows
Yes.
like
He was
Trump.
like their Mr. Bean.
Like
No,
Trump.
Okay, I was gonna go there, but now I don't.
He
have
wasn't a cameo. He wasn't a cameo. He wasn't a cameo. That was his job.
Yeah, his
More like
stage
Reagan.
name was the Penisist. I mean the pianist.
Well, he was the penis.
The penisist.
Penisist. I thought it was just penis.
The
Again,
penisist.
I don't think that has anything to do with the reality of life now with him in Ukraine. I
We don't
think
know
he is doing a damn good job.
It was like Camilla. He was appointed.
Why are you saying that, Steve?
What?
What is your basis for him doing a good job in Ukraine?
Well, they're still surviving against a superior force. Russia
Driving a
is-
Beretta. His wife has a new pair of boobs. He's doing great.
Well, I don't know anything
That
about
was
that.
doing good.
If you want to put up proof
From
of
what?
that, that's fine.
I don't. That's just I saw that on whatever the Twitter world.
From my knowledge of Ukraine before him, which is extremely limited to nil, it sounds like he was an improvement over the type of government they've had in the past.
Well, I know because in 2011, when I was in Germany still, I worked in a company where there were some Ukrainians and Russians and so on. And I have the impression, not all of them, but many of them, they are very materialistic about money, like many other people. And it was a very corrupt country, I believe. I think it was one of the most corrupt countries in the entire of Europe.
So, correct. I believe it's Russia and Ukraine fight over the
Russia
number one position every year, basically.
Yes, Russia as well. I don't defend Russia here. They also have their problems with this, how they're called, these very rich people that influence politics. That's the worst.
Ukraine being the most. So when people say racist, it means anything now. Basically, it had more Nazi sympathizers than I think any country in Europe. I mean,
There are some, yeah.
I've seen
Indian
so
also,
many
they-
tattoos of swastikas from Ukrainian people. It's crazy.
It's funny
Yeah,
because actually the Germans wanted to kill them as well. They wanted to kill all of them and take the land. So it's funny that they defend something that didn't give a fuck about them. I don't understand it, but okay.
And they were
They
one of they were the most brutal, weren't they, the Ukrainian Nazis in the
I
war?
don't know that. I cannot say that. I don't know because actually my family, which is funny, was not affected by the war this much here because they were in what is now Czechoslovakia, the German part of my family. They were displaced from there, but they were not in the war. They were in this place, so I don't know about that. Yeah, I assume they were like the Lithuanians and the Croatians and many others that overdid it. Yeah. It's more that they were asked to even, yeah. They killed all the Jews and so on, yeah. So yes, they were a bit too enthusiastic, I would say, yeah.
Obviously, this Palestine-Israel thing's all over. Well, they say it is.
I cannot say about it. I don't support anyone there. I don't know. Because the
Yeah.
Palestinians make terrorism, I'm sure about that. But on the other hand, Israel also wants this access to the sea. It's hard to say because actually this is Israel, and the Palestinians should maybe go somewhere else. It's hard to say. You know, if whatever I say, it's wrong. Yeah. So I'm very careful. in the school
Oh,
also we have this issue. In the school we have many Arabic children that I teach German to, and they are totally against Israel. They want to kill everyone, blah blah blah. You know. And on the other hand, you have, in the end, they have no other country to go to. The Israelis, so such a small country. It's like so small, yeah. And I don't know how to solve that. So I just won't say anything more, yeah.
Well,
Well, fine.
I,
Then.
I know where you're coming from because, I mean, from what I've seen of Gaza, it's flattened. It's totally
Yes, that
flattened.
sucks. That sucks. I
Look,
mean, it sucks, but
I don't like these people. I don't like these people. They're literally moving into a rubble field. There's nothing left anywhere.
No, I don't like war basically and killing people. I don't know. I'm not a man in the end. I've never been in an army or something, but in the end, maybe also Hamas should not have attacked Israel. I know it's very hard.
Oh
to
yeah,
say.
but like I said, I think I hope. I mean, I speak to Last Dance now, but I mean, I think I think Israel lost the optics war on this just terribly.
Yeah,
They lost the optics.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because there's many people from all sides of the political spectrum said this has now gone well too far. This is fucking, there is nothing left. I don't like these people. I don't. Their ideology is awful.
What if their purpose is to level it and rebuild?
No, I think you're missing it. I think you're missing it, bro.
The optics.
No, I think you're missing it. Like, why don't you say, instead of Israel stop, why don't you say Hamas give up the terrorists and surrender? Then Israel will obviously will stop. So Israel didn't stop. I'm not still fucking around.
I've said that publicly, right? If they release the hostages, then this will all stop. But this just falls into the Hamas game. I mean, Hamas knew what was going to happen. If like it's turned out, they knew this was going to happen. So they're playing on it, and like I said, I'm surprised they took the deal in the end. But there's nothing left. There's fuck all left. I've seen fucking footage. There's nothing left of the place. So they're all going to come to They're all going to come to Europe, which is not good. Not good for Europe, and good for Israel. So I suppose they're gaining and we're gaining all this diversity again, which obviously is going to be great for us.
Excuse me, please. But the problem is then, if we don't want them in Europe, then why should Israel want them in Israel? No.
Well, exactly.
Obviously, some of these people cause problems. Not the children. I'm against killing children. Yeah. We had a discussion with someone on this panel already. He said some shit time ago, and this was bullshit. And yeah, I'm against hurting anyone, and also children. Yeah. So
who on this panel?
She's talking about earlier involved with the ice.
Yeah, the person is here. I made a shitty comment years ago, and I still regret this. And one must be very careful what one says and also what you think. So I think that since I'm now in school for a couple of years already, I don't think Israel should kill children. Yeah, definitely not. But
but that's a casualty of war. It's just the whole destruction.
You're right.
Obviously, they're sticking Hamas camps and hostages under hospitals because it's technically, even though it affects all the civilians around them, that's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. But there's fuck all.
Anna, hold on. I just want to let Anna finish her thought here, please. If you
no problem. I just don't want to interrupt all the time because I hate it when people interrupt. So I don't do it. Just the point is that I think that Hamas is maybe, I don't know, it's maybe also in civilian buildings, and so they're everywhere and hiding, and it's hard to get them, maybe, without destroying everything. I don't know that, yeah. I really don't know. So how will you get them? It's really hard.
If you look at the peace plan, the step-by-step plan that they have agreed to, you can see that the purpose is to rebuild that whole place. So in order to rebuild it, they have to level it. They've leveled it.
Yes.
So now the
See,
war is over.
I know, but it sounds like you're saying we won't level it through JCP, so we'll level it through bombs.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I don't think leveling it by bombing is an acceptable.
I know.
alternative.
I don't.
More expensive.
Yeah.
And I also think that if you can't get Hamas except by killing numerous non-combatants, then you don't get Hamas. Then you have to not get them. It's not acceptable if your war plan involves no considerations of civilian casualties. It's true that your enemy embeds himself in the civilian infrastructure, and you don't want him to win because of that. But you can't just discard those civilians as being worthless just because Hamas is hiding behind them. You can't ignore that. And so,
Well, let me add something to that last answer. A question: what if, through a preponderance of evidence, video and eyewitness, you come to find out that there was actually quite a few civilians involved with October 7th, and there were actually quite a few civilians involved with the detainment of the hostages once they got back to Israel. So,
yeah.
It's not as though these civilians are a completely pious bunch that they hate fucking Jews, bro.
I know that.
They
I
would
know that, but
kill
still,
you.
there's the difference between
That's the truth.
someone in Hamas and a civilian is there's no way to know the difference. It's not like Hamas will wear uniforms. It's still up to you to distinguish between non-combatants and combatants. And if someone participates in a material way in helping Hamas or participating in war, then they're not a civilian anymore. So there's no such thing as a civilian who helps Hamas in a material way. They're not civilians anymore.
And what
So
also
you're saying
about the
the
concept?
way to dignify them as Hamas is to prove direct association with them, like assistance or at some level.
I don't have it. There's no simple answer here, unfortunately.
That's like the Antifa argument.
How so?
Are they a civilian or are they Antifa? Based on their actions, you tell me.
Exactly. That's the difference. I will say this: someone under the age of, say, 7 years old is a civilian. I don't even care if they wear a headband for Hamas. They're still a civilian. So, it's true that Hamas has child soldiers, and true child soldiers, unfortunately, are legitimate targets. But you just can't write off an unlimited amount of civilian casualties as simply being collateral damage. I just can't accept that equation.
So what, the 8-year-olds, you just start blasting?
No, just the opposite.
Well, I'm kidding because you said under 7.
What-
7-year-old.
I was picking a number that everyone would agree with. I'm not
If
saying
you're-
that doesn't.
If you're going to attack a nation and you're telling them the time and place that you're going to attack them or level the buildings, they have the ability to leave that area. So if they stay there and they die after you told them you're going to do it, it's still wrong for you to do it. Don't get me wrong. But why did they stay?
Well, there's any number of reasons. One of them is that they have nowhere else to go.
The main reason.
Yeah, I mean, where are they going to go? There's nowhere left.
To the right?
Yeah,
No.
outside
Here's
of
what-
the place that's going to explode.
You
So
can't
there's
go somewhere.
The entire rest of the world or the spot that's going to explode. You could go anywhere. all the whole place, literally over to the park, over to the bombed out other building. Go anywhere. Just don't
You'll take your
stay.
chances. Not everybody in the spot that's going to explode will be killed. It's terrible. You know, for one thing, you have to go to a place where you have food and water, and that's not trivial in a harsh war zone. So I guarantee that where you find people is where right now where there's food and water, and they're not going to go to a place where there's no food and water.
So if we go, so they level a spot, right? And then they dump a whole bunch of humanitarian aid Pop-Tarts on that rubble pile and say, there's your food, go over there. We're going to level this area. I mean, it's all hypotheticals. I think it's a very interesting war because they're literally dropping leaflets, I'm told, saying we're going to blow the shit out of this area.
Yes, they do. And they think that somehow whitewashes everything they do.
Right.
It's like, you know, it's like a get out of jail free card. Oh,
yeah. We told them.
Yeah. Right. And that is not how it works. You never are relieved of the responsibility to avoid non-combatant casualties.
Is it better than just bombing the shit out of a place with a bunch of people in it?
It is better. It is not good enough, but it is better.
I just don't understand. Like, is your point that they should stop the war?
I have no answer. Like I said, I do not have the answer. I only know what I cannot accept. That's pretty much what my
That's so true.
answer.
That's so true.
It seems for them it comes down to winning and losing. I guess a different question I have is, and I've already asked you on Discord, do you think that this peace agreement is going to play out? We've got less than 72 hours to find out.
You know, I've always said there's no way Hamas would agree to this. I still think they will not agree to it. They know what's going to happen. As soon as they give up the hostages, the war is back on. I don't care what the agreement is, unless somehow, you know, Trump has told Bibi that, you know, we'll cut you off at the knees if you keep going. Unless that, I don't believe Trump would do that. So Hamas knows as soon as they give up the hostages, they're toast. So I don't think they'll give them up. I think
they'll probably do what you think would have been a better solution this whole time and more strategically go after them. You know, so it's not just they're just laying waste still, you know, but they're in there every day and they're tracking down, and still a lot of innocent civilians and stuff will get killed.
This is what I think Hamas will do. I think they will break the ceasefire agreement, which will make the deal off. They will blame Israel for it. And the entire left-wing world opinion will come to back them up. And because they know they can do that, that's their strategy here.
Yeah.
But I don't believe they will give up the hostages, even if they've agreed to it. They know they will.
Yeah, because Hamas knew they knew this was. They knew if they just went in there and did this act, you know, that you know, they knew what was going to happen. So that's why now, why would they be willing to just
right?
What do they? Because they knew that was going to happen in the first place. That was
they
part
no
of
longer
their
have backing
reason for doing it.
They no longer have backing from their bros in Turkey.
I don't think they had a lot of backing in the first
place. It's true that
changed.
It's true that they have, you know, Iran has had numerous setbacks in the region. But I think this is not a group that's looking for peace, you know, so they could rebuild. That's not Hamas. This war is what they're all about. This is great for Hamas. They're not losing in their mind. The war is what they want to be doing. And the fact that they die, you know, is not a problem for them.
Did you see the deal though? Like the ratio balance of the trade for hostages?
Yeah, but they don't really care.
No, but I'm saying just if you look at it, let's say it's 1 to 5. They give back 1 hostage and they get 5 war criminals or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, it's actually
Well,
it looks
you
like
put all
100
those
to
people
1.
inside the nest, and then you drop a bomb on the nest, and you get your hostages. So like, it's a very interesting. It's a very interesting deal. What they're planning on doing with the rebuild has a lot of Easter eggs in it. It's very interesting to me, and I do believe that it's going to be over, and I believe that they're going to rebuild.
I hope I'm wrong, but I just can't believe that the hostages will be released. I just can't believe it.
I don't think the hostages will be alive.
Yeah, I don't think long term it's going to be successful. Maybe 6 months a year. I don't think it'd be as quick as maybe.
Well, if they release the hostages, in some sense, it doesn't matter if it lasts long term.
It's just that there's never going to be peace in that region.
No, I don't agree. I think there will never be peace.
So
I mean, Jordan, a Palestinian country, doesn't want anything to do with
Because
not from Jordan.
yeah, I mean, because the Palestinians represent a threat to the monarchy there.
So they just, I think they destabilize Jordan. They caused a revolution in Lebanon, which turns into Islamic State now. So yeah, I mean, the Pallies, wherever they went, neighboring as refugees, they caused political upheaval, problems.
Do you think there's going to be how long till the first resort is built?
The first Trump Tower?
Yeah, can we have votes? Can we have votes on how many years till or maybe months till the first resort?
I'll say 10 times my lifespan.
It'll be definitely you'll have the tallest tower there for sure.
I think it's going to take them at least 2 years to build it because it's going to be big.
It'll be the best resort.
Like my buddy who had his honeymoon some years ago down in Jamaica, he said there were armed guards standing around the resort. Now, that's Jamaica. What do you think it's going to look like if they try to pull this off in Gaza? I mean,
I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of vacancies. It's going to be easy to get a room.
Well, who's making the money off of it?
It depends. If Qatar is looking to be a part of this rebuild, they might throw a lot of money at it as a tourist.
And guard it.
You know,
well, Qatar is going to have an Air Force base here in the United States. So
in Idaho, yeah. I think
they're
it's
not.
Idaho.
They're not going to have an Air Force base.
Full on base.
No, they did. Pentagon approves Qatari Air Force facility, Idaho's mountain home, where they're going to train 170
it's not a
F-15s.
It's not a Qatari Air Force base.
It's not. Yeah,
it's a U.S. Air Force base.
No, well, it says announced approval for a Qatari Emery Air Force facility.
No, it's a building. You know, that Qatar will pay for, and their Air Force pilots will train there. For on the U.S. planes that they've bought from us.
They're gonna fund and construct
commerce.
It's just what commerce.
Commerce. Interesting. We sold them expensive planes, and as part of the deal, they get to, have their pilots
in our land.
Based here to train.
Are a private company like Lockheed Martin or Boeing or something?
I don't know which planes they
General
bought.
Electric sold them planes. And
they're F-15s.
Now our government is going to let them have a little base here to fly the planes around it. So
it looks like they're going to fund and construct and increase the site. They're going to basically trick out this base in return for us training them how to kill us with F-15s.
Well,
that's how America. That's how we roll.
We are going to put the failsafe in these planes, right? Like if they fly towards us, we're just like.
It's not a failsafe, but they're not the same planes that we.
Nope, they're not.
They have a lot of the
export versions.
They're not going to be on U.S. satellites or any of that stuff.
Well, when they dogfight, they don't dogfight and do all those drills with live ammo, right? Do they?
Well, if it's in Idaho, they're probably using potatoes.
There you go.
You shoot a potato fast enough, it'll damage a jet.
Oh, AFAD knows about that. So
Oh yeah, you'll get the fuck you 5,000 sitting over there.
Anyone with any building skills ever can make a potato gun. I knew engineering students at UMass who made them. And my first exposure was when he blasted it across the quad and hit another building it must have been 300 feet away, and the potato exploded like it was going 1,000 miles an hour. Things are crazy.
Yeah, man, they got some punch to them.
You use hairspray for the
I
accelerant?
should use Aquanet, dude. You get
That's what he used.
Not just any
Aquanet,
hair.
man.
Yeah.
Yes, the
Plain-
Aquanet.
seriously, man, Aquanet works better than any other hairspray. I swear to God.
it has CFCs in it.
Mm.
Probably.
It's just Schedule 40 PVC, right? The white stuff.
I don't know, man, but Aquanet is
I would
the
use
one you
80.
want to buy.
Probably
Well, the one I
half.
saw was
Probably half the worldwide sales of Aquanet are just for
Go to
potato
potato guns.
Since the 80s.
since the 80s.
I just want to make a quick note here. We've been live for 2.5 hours, and
Yes,
it's a
yes.
testimony to how much we don't care. We did not even mention that the government has been shut down for over a week.
Who knows?
What's the
Oh,
point?
I care.
Oh, you care?
Yeah, I
Okay.
care.
Okay.
Justin.
Tell me how you care.
How I care? Because I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't getting paid right now. You know, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. If I was a family
Yeah,
and I
I
had
see.
kids and stuff, and right now I'm not getting no money, that sucks, dude. I mean,
they normally pay them
trust me,
back?
it's tough, huh?
Do they normally pay them all the money that they should have been?
I mean,
paid?
right now that don't matter with me going to the grocery store and getting
They're
some,
furloughed.
the cheapest meat I can possibly get to feed my family, and look at my little girl in the face and be like, yeah, tonight we're getting rice again and potatoes.
Do you think that the people that work
Sounds
in those
good.
government positions are all that poor?
No.
I think that
that's
there's
not a
more
good
than
fight, though.
I think there's at least one that is, and for
Okay.
that, I think it's totally
So
unfair.
that person, I have
Let's
feelings.
be honest.
then.
Well,
I don't
they
like
should-
that argument
They shouldn't
that
have
they
to
make
deal
too
with
much.
that.
You don't have to. Oh, who
They
said they
shouldn't
make too
have
much?
to deal with that. That's bullshit,
Yeah.
man.
It
I-
always,
It's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit because two assholes can't agree with each other.
as
know,
someone who has
more than
been
two.
through many government shutdowns, I looked forward to it. It was a free vacation.
You're
I would
fortunate.
get- I would get paid. I would get paid every penny that I didn't have to work for. It was a boondoggle.
But would you get paid after the fact in like a one fell swoop thing? Like,
Yes.
so all you had to do was tighten up the bootstraps a little for the time that you were not
Not even
working?
that.
No, he
The-
made
the
enough to have savings. To have
You have
savings.
a-
credit union gave out loans for people who needed money to tide them through because they know that they're going to get paid. It's not like it's a risk that they won't be paid for the.
They still got to pay a percentage on that.
Trust.
It's a very low interest rate because there's no risk.
Well, I'm still.
Are you saying you were
Mr.
furloughed?
Rice last dance.
I have a question. So,
Not a furlough.
for how
No.
long?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's a
Anna,
lose-
go
lose.
ahead. Anna, go ahead, Anna.
No problem. Excuse me. For how long is this shutdown? Is this defined or every time different?
It could be forever until they come to
I think-
agreement. There
I
is
think
no
the
time
longest
limit.
one is 35 days, the longest one. So you can
Yeah,
go through
Anna,
it over
so
them.
to answer your
I could
question,
see this one. I could see this one going on that long or close to
it's
it. It don't
undetermined,
seem like anytime soon.
usually less than a month or two, but it's really
No.
it's wide open. There's no real parameters on it. So
They both have to come to the table and agree on something.
Usually it's a week, if that.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry for interrupting.
No, that's not interrupting. That's a question.
It's a lose-lose situation because our tax money is going to originally
Don't
pay these
sing,
people
Howard.
back for work that they didn't do.
they're
Okay.
not rich.
No, because he spoke and I just went in. Sorry,
Those
because
rolling eyes hurt my feeling. Sorry.
we have here also such a problem that they lay off many people. But here you get laid off and that's it. You don't get back into this job.
No,
Well,
this
the
is
problem
basically
is
because
the government's shut down, you get laid off. There's no means to collect further income, so you do have to survive off of either credit or a loan, as Last
Mhm.
Dance pointed out, or some other means of. Hopefully, you saved money out of each paycheck, but yeah, the federal workers are basically told you're on your own. So hopefully, you planned for this, even though it's not something that. I don't know. Are you told to plan for it as a federal worker, Last Dance? Do they say expect
No
it?
one tells you, but you know, it's not like you. This happens. There's a threat of this every year.
Mhm.
Every budget, there's the threat of a shutdown. So I don't. Nobody is guaranteed a job. It's so that everybody faces job uncertainty. It's only federal employees who are able to get paid for the time that they are not working. They get it's free money in the end. You do have to outlast it, but it's not the hardship is compensated.
are you comparing this to like a union strike?
It's not,
Because
it's not as good. It's not as good as a union.
Because they're choosing to not get paid so they can get a better deal in the future. These people aren't choosing nothing. They're just
sure they're
all
choosing.
Not
They're
in
choosing,
unions either,
they're
too.
choosing to be federal government employees with the risks that come with it. There's no surprises here. There's no guarantee that there'll be a budget when the budget is
yeah. Well, it should be in a perfect world where if you work for the government, you should be able to put faith in them that you're going to get a paycheck every week. But that's not the case, and you should know going into getting this job that no, your government isn't going to be there for you, and you don't have a safe job by working for the government, and that's a shame.
I don't agree that you should expect a paycheck every week. The way the government works is unchanged from time immemorial. The Congress funds government appropriations, and if they decide, if they can't agree on a budget, then you don't get paid. That's how it is in every government. There's no guarantee you'll get paid, and so it's just part of the equation. The upside is you get time off that nobody else in industry gets in a private firm, and you'll get reimbursed for the time off. You won't get
You're picking one benefit of this situation and saying that okay, well then it's great. It's great. You know,
what?
I don't think it's great.
I
think that it's unrealistic to think that a majority of these people that are laid off right now have the security, and maybe it's their mistake, but that's just the way Americans are. And to just blow it off like, oh, they'll get paid eventually, I just think it's such a cop out. I just think it's completely unfair.
You should look at the average federal
unfair that these two sides can do this to each other.
I don't like the word fairness.
And it's the expense. They're using the expense of these employees to, because I think there's going to be a lot of suffering. You know, maybe not. There's one paycheck that gets missed is a suffering for some of these people. I guarantee that way more than you probably there's no way it's very rare. You're talking about all these levels, you know, TSA agents, and these are normal people, you know, that live they have the same jobs. They're getting the same amount of money every week that everybody else is suffering. And if everybody else is suffering with loss of one paycheck, and you're just going to say that, no, it's very rare, I think you're completely wrong on that. I think it's way more common than you're giving it credit for.
I was a government employee, and my first, I was started out as a GS5, so I know what it's like to be at the low end of the government pay scale, and it's very few government employees are, live from paycheck to paycheck. Of course, it does happen, but very, very few.
Another aspect, a very interesting conversation, by the way. Another aspect that's happened during the shutdown is that the nominee process was changed to what I believe is called the nuclear option, and they changed it to a minority vote and block voting or whatever it's called, where they put a whole bunch of people in one block and then they vote them through a minority process. So he pushed through over 100 nominees during the last week and a half.
These are executive branch appointments, but that's true.
So I think that is not a small deal. I think that was a major change and a bunch of downstream that's going to happen from in the background.
Yeah, I never really. I do have. It's unfortunate that we're becoming less of a balance of power government where the executive branch and the legislative branch are distinct with each with their own individual agendas. It's a shame that it's so very much just party line. But you know, as far as the worst sorts of things happen, having a party line vote for an executive branch appointment is really not a big deal. I mean, what is the problem if the president gets to choose who his Secretary of State is? Even if it's a bad choice.
It seems like what the standard before they changed it is they basically get to really slow the process down person by person and filibuster and basically make it never happen. So somehow during the shutdown, they were able to give that system the middle finger and say, we're going to just throw people through in droves and get this done. I do believe they were still able to debate it and have so many hours or minutes of debating each block vote. But like you said, if this is a precedent, we're going to see this again in the future. So we're going to see our government shift back and forth even faster without debate. So I don't know if the slow filibuster process is just lawfare that's screwing us over, or that's actually more beneficial to the system because it scrutinizes it harder and makes change happen slower so that we're not being hacksawed.
The filibuster process is used to cripple executive agencies. It's not the person, just because, you know, Trump can't get one person passed doesn't mean he's going to pick the next person with a different political ideology. No one is going to force the executive to appoint someone that he doesn't have confidence in.
So, but by what you're saying, crippling it is slowing it down so that it can't change as drastically as it wants to as quickly.
Well, it's not just crippling it. I mean, slowing it down, it's basically eliminating the ability for it to act at all.
So whatever system is in power will remain in power under the filibuster system.
Yes. No. Actually, what the president will do is appoint a temporary administrator who's which he is allowed to do. It's a short time period. That time will elapse, and he will either reappoint them for another short period, or appoint someone else he wants.
So
It
is
a loophole.
It's the whole process of the Senate.
Yes, people who have been rejected by the Senate have then been appointed as temporary administrator, and then reappointed, over and over again.
And you wonder why they call it theater.
There's a lot of theater involved.
Well, to my point, I have no point then. Good day, sir.
I think it's much more important on judgeships, where I'm sorry to see the supermajority removed, because judges are appointed, federal judges are appointed for life unless they're impeached, And I do think that having, needing to get the agreement of the other party is a good thing.
What is percentage of supermajority?
60, I think.
And that
Yes.
has been reduced to what?
I think that's been eliminated for both Supreme Court and regular judicial appointments.
Yeah. This was another chickens come home to roost thing because the Democrats made the initial ruling with federal judges appointed,
For
and then
everybody except Supreme Court judges.
right, and then the Republicans came along and said, "Well, fine, your law is great. We'll just tack on Republican.
We'll just change it for Supreme Court judges, right?" So,
and then retroactively after the fact, it just so happened that there was a ton of opportunity for them to also appoint a ton of non-Supreme Court judges and Supreme Court judges. So they really had a windfall from that decision.
right. So here's what happens. It's so bizarre. Now judges won't retire if Democratic appointed judges won't retire, no matter how much they want to retire. They just won't retire until a Democratic Congress and president takes over. And the same is true for Republican judges. And that's why there was so much pressure on Ruth Bader Ginsburg, RBG, to retire before Trump took office.
But she passed
But
away.
she waited too long, and Republicans took control of Congress.
Yeah, she came quickly for old RBG. I mean, the woman.
She's been knocking on the door for years.
Whoa. Stop.
Death.
May her rest in peace.
All right,
She was a warrior.
30 seconds again.
She fought hard for her ideals, whatever you want to say, but she fucked up, and she fucked the Democrats big time by not.
She looked like the Crypt Keeper.
She could have easily,
She was already a skeleton.
during a Democratic administration, retired, and they would have.
Yeah.
It's possible it would be 5-4 right now instead of 6-3.
God damn her.
Rigor mortis had set in years ago.
Listen, look, I cannot. That's true what you say, but if I put myself in her shoes, I don't want. This is a dream job. I don't want to retire, and I'm not going to believe that I'm going to die. How many people? Oh, I'm going to die anyways. I'll just retire. No one's going to. That's not likely.
Nobody wants to die while working and stuff.
Well, that's what you're saying. Biden should have done, though.
Yes, they all fucked up.
Well,
you're like, yeah, he should have.
Yes, they did.
I mean, she fucked up, and he.
No, she did not fuck up. Biden fucked up. I'm not going to put that on her.
I beg to differ.
The thing with
why is one better than the other? I don't get it.
Well, the Supreme Court judge, any judge, federal judge, is appointed for life. So, but for a president, you got 4 years and then you're out. I think Biden should have just.
Yes.
He should have just said, "Okay, 2 years and I'm out." What's the big loss?
Have you seen him lately? Things have turned around for the old boy. He's sharp as a tack these days.
The still.
He's
Corn Pop. He beat the shit out of him finally.
Ever seen Shane Gillis do Trump? And,
yes.
They did that press conference where some other F guy was Biden.
Yeah, the dogs, the beautiful dogs skit.
I think so. When the guy who's asks Trump a question and Trump's like, "Where are you from?" The guy's like, "South Korea." Trump's like, "Ew." Yuck.
Shithole country.
That was
About South Korea or North Korea?
it was I believe South Korea.
Oh, really?
Well, it was Shane Gillis. He's just trying to.
Okay. South Korea's not a shithole, though.
Well, I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not. It is not a
I don't know.
shithole.
That's not the point of the joke. It was just trying to showcase Trump's like goofy,
Well, you saw this big beautiful dog or whatever when he's talking about the day that they got the one Islam guy. Did you see that one?
negative.
I'll post it in the Discord.
Posted in the back chat.
Put it in the back chat.
No,
29 bubbles in the back chat. Whoa.
know,
someone doesn't check the
Dude.
back chat.
Do this first, Topple, and then put it in the back chat.
What is
All right.
that?
Back chat's
Like a
clear.
little loosen it up a little bit.
No Vaseline?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Well, I mean, if you could. I mean, that'd make it better.
That'd be nice. Can't just.
We don't need age limits.
he uses Vaseline. We seriously
song
need
ever.
age limits in all parts of the government.
You have
Not
to
a
be at
bad
least-
idea.
at
What?
least 18, right?
Bad idea.
18.
Bad idea, says the old man.
Yes. Bad idea.
Why?
Because he'd be near it or way past it, maybe.
Look, we've had a bad run. We've had Biden and now Trump, but that's not typical.
The bad run, guys.
There's no reason to believe that will be continuing.
I'm sorry. I disagree, bro. Why not say 84?
What?
Look, I don't think it should.
Why
be based on it.
84?
Look, people.
Good night,
Why
Anna.
at 84, my dad was starting to look old as hell, and now he's 91, 92, and he's like really old, but he's
Listen,
still sharp as a motherfucker. But
we
I wouldn't
have-
want him as president.
Who did we lose?
That's so cool.
No.
You did.
Anna
Still
went to
sharp as a tack.
Huh.
Yeah,
Listen,
he's
good night, Anna, and thank you so
sharper
much
than
for
me. So,
for joining us. Look, we have a democracy here. We elect the president. Biden was elected. I don't have any sympathy for
That's a fair
someone who says, "Oh, I didn't know he was that old." He was elected. He was that
I didn't
old.
know he was retarded.
ah,
Well,
And
who's
it's the same thing with Trump.
the
you-
senator the turtle that just paused last year? Just went mute?
Kennedy.
McCain?
Mitch
No.
McConnell?
McConnell.
Mitch McConnell.
McConnell,
McConnell.
he froze. And he had to be like dragged out like a statue. Like
His spring
Like he
wound
had-
out, bro.
What happened?
he needs to have wheels on the back of his shoes so he
what
can
happened?
be wheeled out.
We had that in the 2000s.
With who?
The wheels on the back of the skate shoes. Remember that? You could,
Oh, yeah,
bind and
yeah.
direct, like,
Yeah, I
the
remember
wheels,
them.
I
That's
think.
what they're called.
Yeah.
I was too poor. I couldn't afford them.
I didn't own them, but they existed.
They people know what they're getting. They can vote for him or not. There's no reason why voting can't be used to avoid voting for people who are senile. And if they vote for people that are senile, then they get senile quality representation.
Well, we got
They
Fetterman.
chose it.
At least we know what that is now.
We have Fetterman. He had a stroke.
No, I think that we do know what it is. It really means that party insiders run the government, like in Biden. And I think Democrats knew that was going to happen, and they were fine with it.
Like, oh no. Anyway,
They would have been fine with it again.
Reboot.
And so
it's so sad, dude.
That's
But
not
there's
even-
no deep state. Remember that. There's no deep state. It's just
that's not
people.
even too unreasonable, actually. So, yeah, I mean, we do. There are people can be impeached. Judges can be impeached. Congress persons can be thrown out by other congresspersons. So there are checks and balances available. And the president, even with the president, he can be removed by his own cabinet and vice president if he becomes incapacitated. So, there's no real reason to have an age limit. There's no reason for it. you would be disqualifying people based purely on age when people don't become stupid at the same rate. Oh, Dick Van Dyke is still kicking ass, and he's 99.9 years old.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, didn't Clint Eastwood just turn 100? What was he?
I don't know.
He just had a birthday.
But if Dick Van Dyke makes it to December, he'll turn 100.
I hope he makes it.
Me too.
Did you see that video where he's dancing around and kissing on that girl? It's so disgusting.
You mean Mary Poppins?
No, his wife. She's like a third of his age. She's a heavy set like folk singer, and she did a video with him.
No, I'm not as plugged into the
goings. 95.
I'm not as plugged into centenarian Hollywood videos as you are.
Well, let me tell you, it is something to see.
There should be age restrictions on voting, though.
Hey, speaking of culture, do you think that the halftime show, and Steve already gave me an answer on this, but do you guys think that the halftime show being only in Spanish is going to backlash the NFL corporate in any way?
Yes. They couldn't get over with the people kneeling for the flag, and then they throw this out right now. There's already people saying I'm going to stop watching football because of it.
I feel like it's going to be a hit on the NFL corporate. Like, it's definitely a political statement to me.
Yes.
I don't think it matters. I really don't.
Okay.
Well, there's some people that love that halftime show.
I know.
That's like the only thing that me and my family would watch it for. So
people who don't really like football will watch it because they're with other people. It's like a party thing, and they like parties, or they'll watch it for the commercials, or they'll watch it just so they know what other people are talking about at work the next day, or they'll watch it for the halftime show, and maybe they'll just watch the halftime show. The NFL doesn't care; they just want the numbers.
So the people, as long as the people that are watching for the train wreck are good numbers,
exactly, Smoke Wife. They're looking for numbers. They don't care politics.
The most popular artist? I don't even know who this guy was.
I've never heard of this person, and I'm on the music scene. Like I
like we're the demographic that's
Well,
we're the paying demographic.
Even you guys are too damn old.
My kid doesn't even know who this guy is. And he listens to hip hop.
Well, I really am not a judge at all. If you tell me that it's the wrong choice, I can't argue with you.
We needed to get the Who back in there.
It should have been K-pop if it was like the most popular brain rot trash that we're listening to these days. It should have been some Korean band coming in and bippity boppity booping on the stage, all in Korean.
Well, whatever it takes to get clicks or views is what they're going for. So I don't know, and I don't know enough to say that whatever they're doing is wrong.
I have this Budweiser vibe from this. That's what I have from it. So I'm curious to see if you're right.
Like, what do you mean Budweiser vibe?
When they put that
boycotted.
Yeah. So you think this is very poor judgment on the NFL's part?
I think that, I can understand what you're saying, that it's all about clicks. Any press is good press, but I have a feeling that this is going to do some financial burn to them that they're going to have to
You could be right. Even bad halftime shows, people will love to watch it just to criticize. So I don't know. I don't know that it matters. I haven't enjoyed very many halftime shows.
So the backlash would be is if people are so disgusted by the concept that they don't even watch.
Yeah, I'll remove him for now. He can always add himself back in.
Maybe he's looking at his phone. He was reading something, I think.
Well, if he
all those
stops,
I gave him.
Maybe a side check.
Ooh. Yikes.
He has total power, so he can come and go as he please.
No, I think this would be. I think there's going to be I already heard people boycotting, but at the same time, these same people don't ever usually watch football anyway. It's like, well, it doesn't.
They're boycotting because Bad Bunny's.
Yeah,
because Bad Bunny's host.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, because it's a political thing. This is political.
What's
You think
the
it's
politics?
political?
No, I don't. I don't think.
Okay,
That Bad
that's
Bunny,
political.
that
If
Bad
it-
Bunny dude, he's popular.
I've never heard of Bad
Never
Bunny
heard of him.
until
Never heard
until
of him.
this
Too.
controversy.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's a
Well,
popular.
he just
he's
went on
popular with-
Saturday Night Live and did the whole.
and he's
thing.
gonna be the next. He's gonna be the first host that hosted 2 times in a row because he was at the end of last season. He's gonna do the beginning of this season.
Good for him.
That
Yeah,
Bad Bunny dude, he's
I like
he's
Rihanna.
popular.
Songs in English?
I went to
So-
when I went to Brooklyn. I went to see a punk show in Brooklyn, like I don't know, less than a year ago.
punk
Yeah,
show
around a
in
year ago.
Brooklyn.
Well, they were just going through town, and my buddy lives there, so or
Wow.
lives around there, so we went. But anyway, regardless, he was playing that night, and like the town was all of Brooklyn was crazy because Bad Bunny was coming tonight.
Do you think that
I didn't know.
he
I
sang-
never heard him before at the time, but he was huge.
Do you think that he sang any of those songs in English?
I have no idea. I've never heard his music.
What
Because
is
why,
the
why I think it's political is he's purposefully only singing the whole set in Spanish.
Yes.
It could be. I don't know.
No, that he
I'm just saying he is totally popular though. Like he's just as popular. He's just as popular as anybody else that ever hosts it. We just the fact that we don't know who he is doesn't change that fact.
is he a Spanish artist?
He's from Puerto Rico. He's from Puerto
Well,
Rico.
he sings like American stuff too.
but not
He's
this
from
time.
Puerto Rico, and a lot of people are saying we can't have these illegal immigrants doing our shows. And I laugh.
That is funny.
He always
Puerto
only
Ricans.
sings in Spanish. I'm going to challenge that.
Oh, it's just not going to be a good halftime show.
I don't know if he only sings. Does he only sing? I don't know.
If
Yeah.
he sings in Spanish, it will be less interesting to people that don't understand Spanish.
That's true. That's true. But this dude is. I'm telling you, this dude is big. It's not like it's some nobody.
He's not big in my household.
Yeah, Fred Astaire is the only one that is Last Dance.
What was the last one you liked? The Who? And that was like 10 years ago?
I have never liked the halftime show. I'll be honest.
The Who? The Who?
Janet Jackson and
oh,
what's
you got to
his
see a
name?
nipple.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But
Justin
that was
Timberlake.
that was even without the nipple. That was at least interesting to watch.
What was the last one? Rihanna? I liked her.
I think that might have been 2 ago, but I couldn't tell you who last year was.
That was too trash. I don't remember.
Oh no, it
actually.
was last year was that black rapper dude. My son, he was. had a
Oh
Drake
yeah,
Drake
that's
song.
stupid. The Drake got
I can't
I
think
like-
of who he is.
I
My
like
son
rock music.
Liked him.
I like music. If you had anybody from the 90s, let's say, one of your punk bands,
They're all dead.
Yeah.
No.
I would enjoy that.
Yeah,
I don't really care about the dancers. I'm just not. Nothing could bore me more than these dancers.
How about
with their
Aerosmith?
Wonderful creations. I mean,
Aerosmith could do it, right?
could do what?
Do the halftime show. Is he still
Well-
kicking? Well, he's still kicking, but is he still
Yeah, I
touring?
don't know. He probably
he looks
has
pretty rough.
too
I
much
think.
arthritis to grab a microphone.
Well, he looked rough 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm not
Red Hot
interested
Chili
in Lee
Peppers.
Greenwood.
But yeah, I'm already
well-
hearing people kind of saying they're boycotting the NFL again, like they did when the whole kneeling down for the. Yeah.
Nobody's boycotting the NFL. They've been doing with their little messages in the end zone and on the helmets. They did all that woke shit, and nobody boycotted them.
And the people that said they were boycotting, they probably didn't even watch football anyway. So
Right. So
Here's
The
the best
NFL
info I can get.
the NFL has tried this, and they know that when people say they're boycotting it, nobody boycotts.
The answer for the English singing of Bad Bunny is that Bad Bunny doesn't really have any full songs in English, at least not ones that you'll find at the top of his discography or on the radio.
Wow.
So I don't know if that proves me wrong or right. I don't know.
I'm just saying that dude's a big dude, so I could see why they would pick him. I mean,
He's
I'm not
big.
saying it ain't political. I'm not saying
Where
it
is-
ain't political. I'm just
Where
saying
is he big?
he's big enough to, huh?
He's big in the U.S. worldwide.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude,
Spanish
this guy's big.
Singer is big in
Yes.
the U.S. How big can he be?
Yes.
I doubt it.
If you took I'll put it to you this way: if you took the top 10 like pop music people in
Taylor Swift.
that make the most money, yeah, I could see him being in that top 10 right now. That's where he's at. So that's fair enough
That's
to
a
be on the
sad
halftime show.
comment on pop music today. Then
Yeah, tell me about
Yeah,
it. Don't
I
listen
agree
to
with
the
you.
100 chart. You're gonna cry.
well,
Apparently,
Like, I
he had
wouldn't
a
doubt
breakthrough year in 2017.
I wouldn't
27.
doubt if, like last year, the tour totals and record sales in the United States, if he wasn't in the top 10 of that. That's what I'm saying.
So in
I
2018,
don't know.
he transitioned from local talent to a household name. His fame accelerated in 2022, being Spotify's biggest Spotify artist, which has nothing to do with the pushed algorithm. And then 2020, that's basically it. But yeah, I don't know. For him to be around since 2017, and I never heard his name until this like kerfuffle about the Super Bowl. Man, I don't know.
I mean, I can believe I never heard
actively
of him.
look for new music. I actively look for music.
This might be his big break. I don't know.
They're force feeding us like a goose on this one, bro.
What's the force feed? I'm not going to understand a word he says.
Yeah,
If
but
he
you know
says-
him now. You know he exists.
If he says death to ice, everybody resist. I won't even know it if it's in Spanish.
Well, you'll definitely be seeing the YouTube videos afterwards. But
Yeah.
you know his name now. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And when you're nodding your head to his reggaeton trap beats, you're gonna hate yourself for it.
Maybe he's good, dude. Give it a
Maybe.
shot.
I don't know. Every time on YouTube Music, when new releases come up, I listen to all of them.
Really?
There's so many bad
I would-
songs coming out.
That would,
YouTube
I would be
music?
interested in seeing that, Mr. Kilsey.
The
The vicious bunny from the Holy Grail.
What? I don't get that.
Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Have
Oh, there you go. That's why I don't get it.
You haven't
70s thing.
Yeah.
Topple.
Was
It
it
is
70s?
fantastic. It's fantastic.
What? Is it full of British people?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I can't stand that shit already.
And you won't like it.
John,
That's
Yeah.
what's his name?
that's
John Cleese.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, he's fantastic.
Yeah. Monty Python is the epitome of British comedy.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like it.
It's better than Mr. Bean.
Oh hell yeah.
Probably.
Hands down. Like I can't watch Mr. Bean.
What?
Like, what do you mean better or like more bigger? Because
Bigger.
Monty Python might be the biggest.
When I when I was in high school, my nerd clique that I was a part of,
Mm.
they would constantly recite dialogue from Monty Python, and although it was funny, I didn't need to hear it over and over and over and over again.
So that was air.
Just a flesh
that was-
wound.
Now
so that-
I'm hearing it again, and it's annoying
So
me even more.
It was aired in the U.S.
Yes.
Okay.
You know,
Really?
yes.
You've never
or
heard
some-
of Monty Python?
I don't remember.
I've heard of
where
it. I never
was.
watched it.
I got the Holy Grail, Life of Brian. I feel like there's another
Those were
one.
movies.
Well, their whole TV shows.
Yeah.
There was a
Monty
TV
Python.
show that was
Right.
a regular thing.
And I mean, there's a lot of like the material in that. The Knights That Say Knee that like have quests for shrubbery and it just the whole thing. It's like a lot of.
Yes,
I watch a lot of
movies-
British comedy, and that actually made me laugh.
the movies
And
were
there's only
excellent.
so many. But then again, John Cleese does Faulty Towers, and I can't stand it because I can see the humor coming from a mile away.
Yes, I liked Faulty Towers.
Oh dear God,
But yes, it was predictable.
Sarita would appreciate that comment. I'll let her know you said that. It's like
Lot
the
of
difference
drag.
between the
Lot of
office.
drag.
What's up?
Huh?
Oh, I didn't hear your comment.
Oh, I said a lot of drag comedy. You know, like
Oh,
dudes
dressing
Yes,
up like
yes. Trans Trans-comedy.
2021 was like, hold my beer on that shit.
Okay,
It's
I'm getting
not
confused.
comedy anymore. It was just like, this is what we do now.
They couldn't make most of those skits, at least in the early 2020s, or probably since 2015. Now, I don't know if it's allowed now. You might get away with it again. I don't know.
Oh, see, this is how bad I am. I'm getting them confused with the Mitchell and Webb show.
Never heard
You guys
of it.
know that one?
Mm-mm.
We Are the Baddies.
Yes.
What?
Uh,
Are we the baddies?
Funny
Are we
Walks.
the baddies?
The
You ever see that?
The Ministry of Funny Walks. I think.
I thought that was from like the Hogan Heroes.
And he plays one. He's a priest in one. Oh, I'm getting all confused. Sorry. I guess I look at all UK people the same.
Monty Python, the TV show, is many. It's like SNL. It was like SNL for the UK.
I've looked for what is it that my Grande always says? Is it
Goose
duck walk
stepping.
or goose stepping? And if you type in goose stepping,
Duck walking.
I know. I'm like, I can't remember what it is.
That's what we're gonna call it now on.
If you look
Quackers.
at like on Discord, if you look through their animated gifs or whatever they're called, if you do goose step, you come up with John Cleese and the what is it? Last Dance, the Ministry of Bad
Ministry of Silly Walks.
No,
Silly
John
Walks.
says it's the Department of Silly Walks.
I'm pretty sure it's Ministry, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it is Ministry.
Uh-oh. Time for a fight. I
we
saw
had-
the vicar of
If Auto
Dibley.
Cap was here, he would correct us all if we were wrong.
I gotta take off. I gotta get up early.
Yeah, I'm
tomorrow.
going to too. I'm gonna piggyback on you there, Tapple.
Always do.
Uh-oh. Time to shut her down.
Talk
I
to you
will
later.
see you
Sounds
guys later.
All right,
All right.
guys. Have a great
Later,
week. I'll see you
All right,
guys.
take it easy. Have a great
Yeah,
week.
man. I pretty much covered most of the stuff that I experienced this week, so I guess I'm good to shut it down too then.
Yeah, I'm good. So, what do you think of? This is not a great topic, but this discussion I'm having with I Like Food.
I think I enjoy the conversation that I was reading.
I think
it made me-
we've exhausted the
I think you've
new material.
I think that so just for the rest of the group, the conversation is the difference between a Muslim run nation and a Western run government, or I don't know how to say that correctly, including how the United States has or has not manipulated the world around it, the morality of that, and how Muslim nations perceive the United States. There's a lot covered.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard variations on these claims for many, many years, and whenever you encounter a nation like Iran that just seems like a disaster, all these Muslim nations that seem like a disaster, I hear from Arabs that this was all done by, the Mossad or the CIA created this and so on. And, although it's clear that the CIA has, meddled in everybody's business,
That's not even
including those countries. Huh?
That's not even a conspiracy theory. That's known history.
No, it's not a conspiracy theory at all. You look it up in Wikipedia. It's all there. I don't buy that somehow these terrible results are because the CIA made it happen. They would have been worse or almost as bad if there was no CIA involvement.
I can see the argument that creating a power vacuum creates a very shitty situation, but when it resolves after all that crappy experience,
All right, take it
there's-
easy, Chris. Right.
see you, Chris. There's still a governing body that then is there to maintain those people, and what that governing body does is the history of that government and people. And if all of these histories of all these Muslim nations has all these people being the most miserable people in the world per polling data, there's a reason for that. It's not just that they're constantly being manipulated by an outside force. There's something within that system that is oppressing. What was interesting for me when I looked into it, I thought it would be religious freedom, but apparently, according to polling information, it has to do with the distribution of wealth. So I'd have to look into it more. I find it very fascinating, but I also am of the belief that with whatever problems we have here in the Western world, I still believe it's a better quality of life than what the Islamic nations are seeking to spread to the rest of the earth.
I agree. And I think that a big part of that is what I would call our civil liberties that distinguishes us from such countries. And included in those would be religious freedom, freedom of speech, and a justice system that involves due process. But it's those are all just words. You need a culture that takes them seriously
And fights for them.
It fights for them, exactly, and never gives up on them. And
That's not what's trending.
I worry that culture is slipping in
That's absolutely
the West.
It's not even a worry. I truly believe and see that you see the EU, the UK, the United States have other cultures moving into them. And if you look at the Muslim impact, they come and they multiply, and they by their presence multiplying become more and more instilled in the culture and the government trends towards their ideology. It's happening everywhere. So if that trend continues to play out the whole way, the United States of America through democracy is going to change in that direction.
Yeah, I worry about that, but I don't think we have to wait that long. I think we constantly face threats from the current demographic on all these freedoms.
From the same flavor, I guess. I mean, there seems to be a similar vibe between communism and Islam when it comes to, I don't know. I'd have to study that more to understand what I'm even trying to say. There's some type of governing style that's similar between the two of them.
I think I know in Judaism, there are the Orthodox Jews, and they discriminate against women. They would say, no, we don't, but I've seen it. They do. They treat them as second-class citizens. And so it's not there, all the things that we might complain about Islam being, it's not really unique to Islam. It's unique to a culture that doesn't value these civil liberties that our country's based on.
Well, both of those, Israel and Islam, both branch from Abraham, and during the time of Abraham, women were not at the same stature as men. So that's a cultural standard that's historic. So I'm glad that the United States was like, actually, we're all going to be equal under God, which I believe is the origin of, and even biblically, I believe that's what it's meant to be. Adam and Eve were created equal. She was created symbolically out of the middle of him. So even the symbolism of the Bible is equality. What men took with it from there, I'm not too proud of.
Yes. But I don't pretend to know what the zeitgeist in the Islamic world is, or even in the United States Islamic community. So I can't really comment. I do worry about the things I see in England and France and Europe in general.
In real time.
I think that those are disturbing in and of themselves, but they scare me about what's going to happen to the United States too.
What's interesting to me is the propaganda machine of the internet, the medium of TikTok and whatever current application the youth is using, all of us, but the youth are absorbing propaganda at a very quick rate. And it seems to be pushing them into a socialist mindset. And we can see in New York coming up very shortly, I really believe that Mamdani is going to become the mayor of New York City. So we're going to see on our own soil youth. You know, Bernie Sanders was like radical for a lot of us to see, and now we're going to have a guy that's basically going to look like make Bernie Sanders look like a Republican. So,
well, it's funny. Bernie Sanders started out, and he'll say no, but he was he says I'm basically like a social democratic socialist, but he didn't start out that way. He was out there praising Cuba and going to Russia when it was part of the Soviet Union and marveling at the subway system, just like Tucker Carlson did more recently, which is kind of funny. But he moderated his language and positions to get elected. So the way somebody was, that's almost worse, because secretly they harbor authoritarian dreams. And so I think the same will happen with Mamdani. He'll moderate his positions. He won't repeat when we seize control of I forget what the phrase is, seize control of the something or other. We'll be able to enact these reform. I think he will drop all that to get elected. So he seized control of the means of production. That's the phrase. So I think people will not think they're electing some crazy radical. He'll just sound like, a typical social democrat, people they've already elected. And so I'm not really sure, although I see what you're saying. There is, more acceptance of socialism seemingly than the youth. What socialism seems to be changing from what it meant originally to a more palatable, moderate version that looks more like the Labour Party in England than the Socialist International.
right. But if you're a wolf in sheep's clothing, you're still going to be a wolf in the end of the day and move in that direction, I would think.
That's
just
true.
a matter of hoodwinking.
This is another reason why you want to maintain the separation of powers and keep that strong, because we may have a socialist president one day, and I sure don't want him controlling the levers of a super strong executive branch that was created by Biden and then Trump doubled down on it.
Right. I don't think that's back though. We're watching the progression. What's interesting also to me is, you start voting at the age of 18, but it's going to take at least 20 years of life experience to understand what you don't understand. And then you get to grow older and you keep learning and you keep understanding what you didn't understand to begin with that you thought you did. So, 18 to 40, you have a lot of people that are most likely voting towards these wolves in sheep clothing ideologies. And I would think that as people get older, they're going to not be so easily deceived and fight for different ideals. So, it's not like it would be the right thing perhaps to raise the voting age to 40. Like, what would a nation be like if you're not allowed to be a part of the democratic process until you've experienced life long enough?
I know what you're saying.
Like, I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying. I would love to see a nation that you can't vote until you've lived at least 40 years, basically, because I would love to see if that nation was extremely conservative or if humans are just going to be humans no matter what age they are, and it's just the way of humanity. I don't know.
I don't know either. I certainly know when I was 18, what I thought I knew everything, but of course I knew what a typical 18-year-old knows. So it scares me that 18-year-olds could vote. But we've managed.
I'd have to look into the numbers, but I would think that a lot more youth are attracted to cities. Therefore, a lot more of the people that vote in cities are young. And I wonder if that's the reason why there's such a large socialist vote in cities. Or I don't know. When you, I guess the people that are living out in the rural areas are doing for a reason already. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where you are, do you think that you're going to stay there because you're comfortable with how the world is and where it's going, or are you starting to feel like you're too close to everything, or how does it work in your mind?
Well, where I am in terms of where I want to live, you mean?
Yes.
Well, first of all, I don't want to live in a democratic state because taxes are too high.
Mm-hmm.
And it's my state government. It's even my county government is constantly increasing taxes everywhere.
Right. You're one of the most wealthy areas of the world, of the United States.
Right. So I'd prefer to move to a red state.
If you already have finances and you move to a red state, you're pretty set. If you're young and starting out, the earning wages are definitely lower, and I feel like it's harder to get a foothold. But at the same time, the rat race is different. Where you are, I feel like it's way more cutthroat and less loving. And out here, you have more of an opportunity. So this is all biased, but that's how I feel about it.
Right. Now, as far as there's, I should also consider moving out of the country depending on which way the winds blow.
Well, based on the polling data, Finland is the happiest place in the world.
Yeah, I guess my answer is I'll stay here for as long as I can and fight for what's right for as long as I can. Now, if someone who hates Jews, like Candace Owens, somehow gets elected, I mean, I will have to think about my own safety, but in general, I think I would stay and fight.
Are you active in local councils in any way?
Nope.
So when you fight, do you mean like ex-posting?
No, I mean join with groups that are organized and lobbying. I don't mean violence. What good would I be? I'm just a fat old man,
Well, you have more mass, so could be.
It's true. If you can roll me down the hill into this fortification, then
you will be the snowball that was heard around the world.
I'll be the Katamari that takes out the
You'll
city.
probably pick up half the city by the time you get to the end of the street. Do you think that people's voices are actually heard when it comes to organized groups? I am not so optimistic.
I think they are heard. I think you can be influential. I think lots of things talk. Voting enough or changing someone else's opinion to match yours and affecting a voting block is important. I mean, if you belong to a wealthy group of people, you can collect money and use advertising and so forth, use money to influence people. But I do think if you're organized and determined and motivated, then you can change minds and change the nation. I think there
I
have
can
been
see it on a small scale. Like even at the pub, we interact with each other, we talk back and forth. The things that are said on here, I reflect on. Sometimes I share with other people. I seek out more people to become a part of it, to have their voices be heard, and for their minds to hear challenging things that would hopefully get them to think more. When it comes to being able to do that at the scale of power, I feel like there's this line that you can get up to, and you can make a lot of noise up to that point. But when it comes to the direction that the ball is moving in past that line, I truly believe that that's controlled at a level that I won't be changing.
And this is where we differ. I don't believe it's controlled at, I believe that access to mass media is something that wealthy people and wealthy groups have more of than people who are not as wealthy. But I don't believe there is any central power beyond wealth that that controls it. And I believe wealth is fractured. They're not a uniform group that supports the same thing.
Usually wealthy people, or I don't know, selfishness seems to be a trend of wealth. So I can see what you're saying there, but also for your view, YouTube is something that I think has broken the power of wealth and media, because if you are a voice that can put yourself onto the internet for free and you have humanity behind you, they will take that video of you that you paid nothing to put up and throw it to everybody else, and it'll become viral and trend out.
That's true.
That's a technology that
there's no longer, a gatekeeper to get to the masses, where there used to be basically ABC, CBS, and NBC to video to the masses. There's nothing. There's YouTube.
And you can see them squirming to hold on to that.
Right, but they're not succeeding.
No.
The most random people have become famous and successful on YouTube. Nobody could have predicted these people.
Outside of
not always politics either, right? It's just
right. People that like to show people their Lego collection has more
right,
views
exactly.
than CBS. So
it's extremely democratic in that sense. I think you might be interested in this. Here's my video.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are interested, then I will grow. And if everything works out that people like Lego building enough, I can actually make a living putting out videos.
Thanks, Casey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we can call it. I appreciate our ability to one-on-one. I'm curious to see where the world is by next week.
Always like to talk with you.
Yeah, dude. I'll be on the Eastern Shore next weekend, so I won't be able to talk, but I'll be chatting in the side.
All right.
And I wish you well, and
enjoy your time on the Eastern Shore.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. Thanks,
All
Chad.
right.
Appreciate it.
Have a great week, and look forward to talking to you again. And this will be the end of the show. Thank you, everybody who participated. Thanks always to Smoke Steve for setting it up. I know he works damn hard during the week, and Fridays he's pretty exhausted. So I appreciate him putting it on, letting us chat, and allowing me to participate. And thank everybody in the chat part, Mr. Kill C1 and East Wind Farms, and everybody who came before for participating. I always keep an eye on the chat, as you are aware, and it's an important part of the show, I think. So thank you. Everybody have a great week, and we will see you hopefully next week. Bye-bye.